station. But it's the 21st century now, so whenever I want to hear Rainier Avenue Radio.world, I listen to it on the brand new Rainier Avenue Radio app on my Android or iPhone. Download it for free at the Google Play Store or the iPhone App Store. The Rainier Avenue Radio.world app.
1, 2, get down!
What's up, big and little homies? This is Masvita Maraire, host of Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, your one-stop shop for Seattle sports. We cover preps, we cover college, we cover pro, we cover it all. Huskies, Mariners, Seahawks, Garfield, South, Roosevelt, Metro, King County. This is where you want to listen to for all the sports that's happening in Seattle. Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
See a bad
Welcome to the Fitness Corner. I'm your host, Mark Bryant, and you're going to get a whole total body workout on my show, starting off with a warm-up, aerobics, strength training, cool down, and stretching every Friday from 11:30 to 12 right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not translating the lyrics of Boogie Oogie Oogie for bored Europeans, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
On Rainier Avenue Radio.world, look for the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show. I'm Dennis Weaver, your good food guide and host, helping you to feel good and look good, and who wouldn't want some of that? All that and more from the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. This is our broadcast of high school football, Metro League football. We are at Memorial Stadium. The Garfield Bulldogs 5-1 and ranked number 3 in the state. The Rainier Beach Vikings ranked number 9 in the state, also 5-1. Jay Yeezy,
yes.
John Yasutaki.
Yeah.
How you doing, John?
Ready, willing, and able. Well, ready, willing. I don't know about able, but I'm here.
Hey, John,
excited.
At the beginning of the year, maybe you could have predicted that this was going to happen, but that's why you play the games. And here these two teams are at the end of the season, 5-1, and this essentially could possibly decide the Metro League championship. Of course, it will have a lot to do with the seedings and the rankings for the divisional playoffs. Here we go.
Deep kick, fielded.
Kick is in the end zone.
End zone touchback.
Yeah, that's going to be a touchback, John. And
yep.
I'm sure, as you know, John, both of these teams have lots of firepower. This is a game where, would you say, John, that actually the speed is nullified by the speed on the other side?
Yep. We always say speed kills, but guess what? It's going to be nullified. Speed versus speed. So it's going to be a game of wills, and turnovers.
Now, that being the case, John, and we talk about attrition, the Bulldogs do have more players.
Yeah, they're up to 40. They're at least 35 or more plus. Rainier Beach is real scant at about 30, 35. So it's going to be tough. They're coming in with I.
Here we go.
Double I. Direct handoff.
Handoff inside. That's Witherspoon.
Yep. Well, that's pretty typical Garfield off tackle slant.
That's going to pick up 13 on first down.
Yep. And we're going to watch Garfield. They're going to utilize their speed and quickness, but they also have a power game. They run a full house backfield, what we used to call a veer eye. And you're going to see 3 backs and a quarterback in the backfield, and they run off that pretty consistently. Rainier Beach comes in their standard. It looks like their standard 4, and it's actually, it's a 4.
Can you turn the volume up?
Nice hole.
Can you turn the volume up on the headphone? That's what I'm saying.
Nothing new. Probe the corners, probe the off tackles. Rainier Beach is, again, they're still in their standard. Looks like their standard 4. They're running a 4-5. 4 down linemen, 5 run support mixed in with cover backs.
Okay.
But it's a 4-5. Garfield's in the full house.
Okay.
Here it comes. Yep. They're running on that full house backfield.
John, that's a pickup of About four.
Four.
3, 4.
Makes it about third and about 3 or 4. Yeah, they run that 3-back set as a power formation. It is hard to stop because you don't know exactly who's going to get it, and you also have 2 lead blockers, no matter who gets the ball in the backfield. So it's a pretty tough defense, pretty tough offense pretty tough offense setup to defend. Here you go, full house.
Full
again.
house backfield, John, as you
Yep.
said before.
Yep.
Cameron under the center.
Oh, that's offside, but they didn't call
And
it.
I don't think he went into the neutral zone either way.
But there
Garfield
you go.
picks up about 6 inside.
Off tackle. See, again, it's a power game because you have lead blockers. Yep.
Link, I'm not hearing you right now. It is back there somewhere.
And if you have lead blockers, it could be the first back gets
Okay,
it,
went away.
second back gets it. It doesn't matter. You're going to have to be guessing on defense. Now they come back with their regular split back, 1-back set. I mean, double wideouts. Left
Cameron
and right.
in the shotgun now, 1 back.
Yep. Double wide.
And that's going to be a neutral zone infraction right there for
Yep.
Rainier Beach.
Yep.
Garfield at the 50-yard line. And once they walk off this 5.
Well, they're having a conference because it could have been one drew the other off, or like I said, the defender drew the offensive player off because the offensive player, the split receiver, crossed the line of scrimmage too, was in the neutral zone. So I don't know. This could be offsetting too. Believe it or not, it could be an offsetting penalty, encroachment, and offside or illegal procedure. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, false start, illegal procedure.
You're right, John. They called that on the offense there. And
Yep.
it's going to make it 1st and 15 now from the 45.
Well, the rule is if you're on defense, you can move as much as you want as long as you don't get into the neutral zone. Once you're set on offense, you cannot move, and that's what happened. That's what they called it, illegal procedure, motion. But this is typical. We've seen Garfield do this, time after time. Come in, double wide outs, 1-back set, then they'll go to the full house. So here we go. This is wide open. They're going to throw this ball.
Cameron keeps in a good play by the Rainier Beach Vikings as he dropped back. John, you're right.
Yep.
He looked downfield, nothing there. And then Beach finally closed the pocket.
Yep. It's going to be tough. You're not going to be able to go deep against RB. I mean, they just got too much speed and quickness on the outside. They're running a 4. Really, it looks like a 4-5, which means you got 4 down linemen on defense on the line of scrimmage, and you got 5 backers or run support and a combination of run support and covering. But you got one. It's got 1 deep, cover 1. You got 1 safety. That's all you got.
Cameron in the shotgun. 1 player in the backfield with him. Snap is high. Cameron looks down the field, looks to his right, delivers a short pass to the right side. That's going to get
nice.
the ball to the 50, back to the original line of scrimmage, John. That's
Right.
going to make it 3rd and about 10. And so the Beach defense right now looks like they are holding up.
Yeah.
Big 3rd down right here on this first series.
Well, it helped that Garfield came in with the 5-yard penalty. But, we're going to see. But, again, 4, 5, 1, cover 1. So you got 4, 6, and 1 deep, cover 1 safety.
John, looks like, again, after the penalty, that's going to take that ball all the way back down to the 30-yard line. Now that's going to make it, John, 2nd and 30 yards to go for a first down for the Bulldogs on this opening drive. Probably not how they wanted to start the game.
Not really. We'll see what happens. Double wide, one back set.
Coming on back, looks down to his right side, fires the pass over the middle. He's got a man just over his fingertips, John, and he had a man in the middle of the field.
It was wide. I was surprised as heck. He was wide open. Wide open. If that ball was a little bit on target, it's a touchdown. Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, Rainier Beach has got such speed back there that it would be hard for me to believe that they would get a guy that open on really what was just almost like what we call a fly pattern, just going straight up the field.
That's going to be 3rd and 30 now for the Bulldogs. And another flag.
I think it's delay a game. Illegal substitution. All right. Well, that's the last thing you want to do. Evenly matched teams, you want to make mistakes. That's not the way to start the game.
Garfield now 3rd and 35 yards to go.
Oh, yeah.
There's a snap. Kamenong, a short pass.
Oh, we covered real good. They
That's
covered
going to
that
pick
really
up
well.
about 8.
Yep. Yeah. RB covered that really well. Rallied to the ball.
Rainier Beach and Garfield.
Awesome. Number 9 and number 3 in the state competing against each other today, which kind of tells you the strength of the Metro League, really.
Garfield in punt formation. And they do punt, and there is another flag. Rainier Beach on the return, looking for some room, can't find any. Good coverage by the Garfield special teams.
Yeah, that's good. That's good coverage, but they got good field position. They're on about the 38, 39. Pretty good.
There is still a flag, a couple flags on the field.
Yeah, I think there's a motion. They're going to make a re-kick.
So Beach will take over now.
Good field position.
On their own 42-yard line. Beach, of course, with an explosive offense. Inside handoff to Scottrey Humphrey.
Yep.
You knew that was coming. He'll pick up about 3 on that tough Bulldog defensive line, John. So we're going to see what happens here with this Rainier Beach explosive offense and this dynamic Bulldogs defense.
Yep. Garfield runs their standard 3 front, 3 defensive linemen. And they got 4 up and
Senior
4 deep.
Quarterback Chance Guadez.
They got 2 high safeties, so they're running what's cover 2.
Guadez again, handoff inside to Humphrey. Humphrey breaks through the middle, breaks tackles. John ends up with a pickup of about 18 yards.
Very good run.
And they're going to have the ball on the Garfield 40. Beach at least starting out doing what they do.
Yep. Nothing fancy. Direct handoff, straight off tackle slant or off guard hold. Zero faking. Nothing. Why? Just hand the ball off and let the guy run through the hole. Again, Garfield's in that 3-4, 2 high safeties, cover 2.
Guadez again, handoff to Humphrey inside, and again breaking yardage.
Yeah.
Breaking tackles for yardage.
Yeah,
that's going to be a pickup of about at least 5 yards there. Not a bad first down play, Mr. Yasutake.
Got to wrap him up. You got to break down, wrap him up. Break down, roll your hips, low to high, wrap him up. What that means is you got to get a good base and wrap him up. You can't just arm tackle this guy.
2nd and 5 now for the 9th-ranked Rainier Beach Vikings, and I'm talking 9th ranked in the state of Washington. Guadez gets the snap. Again, an inside handoff to Scottre Humphrey. And again, John, he's either going to have a first or pretty close to that first down. Might be a yard short.
About a yard short.
Beach,
close, though.
They're taking it right up the gut.
Yep. Yeah, nothing fancy. Direct handoff. Nothing fancy. Why? I mean, if you do a lot of faking against a team that's as quick as Garfield, you're going to get zonked. That's to your disadvantage.
So 3rd and 1 now. Chance Guadez is going to line up behind the quarterback. Humphrey's in the backfield.
Direct handoff.
And they're going to give it to him right up the middle again. And Humphreys picks up the first down as they move the chains once again. That's going to go down to the 27-28, right over, picked his spot, ended up going right between that right and left tackle.
Yep, exactly. Off tackle slant, direct handoff, nothing fancy. Good leg drive. He hit that hole. There were bodies there, but he moved the whole pile.
Well,
now,
Coach Sampson has to be pretty happy.
Oh, yeah.
This is what they want to do.
Yeah, control the ball. You got a high-scoring team on the other side. They can't score if they don't have the ball, which means you have to keep it. Move the ball. Direct handoff again.
Well, there's again a handoff inside,
time.
and this time Garfield has an answer after pickup of about a yard, maybe.
Maybe. I think they hit him in the backfield. He's such a hard runner. He was able to get almost past the line. He did get past the line of scrimmage, but, you got to wrap this guy up. You can't arm tackle him.
Beach 2nd and 9 now from the 27-yard line. Again, an
delayed
inside handoff.
Well, but again, you see the difference. There's a delayed handoff on that. By that time, Garfield's recovered. They're already in the backfield. So actually, he was lucky to get to the line of scrimmage.
So, John, kind of proves your point there. Don't try and do anything fancy. There's too much speed. Just punch
right
him in the mouth.
Yeah, go right at them. The minute you start doing faking, counter fake, all that kind of stuff, delay handoff, they're too quick. Those kids get upfield, the Garfield team. Rainier Beach, too.
They gave Humphrey forward progress, John, so that's going to make it, instead of a loss, going to be 3rd and about 9. We'll see if Guadez goes to the air.
Instead of losing a foot, he gained a foot. Garfield's got 2 high safeties, actually.
Guadez looks down to the field to the right side. Has a receiver there. Oh, just shows it a little far to the right and a little high, and that's going to make it 4th down for Beach now at the 29-yard line.
My thinking is this. Why throw a pass that's parallel to the line of scrimmage if you have to gain 9 yards? Why? Why can't you go upfield? You got to go upfield. It was 3rd and 9. Why are you throwing a lateral pass? It's literally along the line of scrimmage. There's nowhere to gain. Unless the guy's a fabulous runner and breaks the tackle. Well,
all right, 4th down. Beach is going for it. 4th and 9.
Motion. Oh, the reset.
Guadez rolls to his left side, looks downfield, doesn't see anything. Finally unleashes the pass downfield. That's going to be caught for a touchdown, John.
Yep.
On 4th and 9, Guadez fires the strike in the end zone. Had a little defense there, but trusted in his wide receiver.
Yep, made the catch.
And Beach is going to go ahead this game 6-0 with 1:56 left here in the first quarter.
Yep.
Rainier Avenue Radio .world. Quick 6 from Beach.
That's 7.
Then the after point makes it 7. John?
Yep.
Beach in front, 7-0 in the first quarter.
Yep, and they did it with the pass, which was surprising to me. It was 4th and 9, and you throw the ball into the end zone, and there was only one Garfield defender there. There were potentially two, looked like two RB receivers there. So, that the blown coverage had to be blown coverage.
So the 9th-ranked Rainier Beach Vikings strike first, or the 3rd-ranked Garfield Bulldogs.
Well, let's see how Garfield responds. They're the number 3 team in the state, which means they work to get that ranking. That means they're going to have to be able to play through adversity, and we'll see what happens here.
Well, John, in the bottom of the 9th, with 1 out, the Mariners have runners on 1st and 2nd. Carlos Santana up to bat, and they get a run across the plate here. They're going to walk off and win this playoff game. If not, we'll go to extra innings.
Uh-oh. We've seen that before.
And Beach kicks off.
Good deep kick.
Fielded at about the 4-yard line, taken out to the 15, to the 20. A little seam. They're still on his feet at the 25, and that's where Garfield will take over.
No, we got a minute and 50 seconds, just under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. You can't panic, Garfield. You got to play your game plan, which is pretty straightforward. Run the ball, pass the ball. Run the ball a little, pass the ball a little. I guess, I think that's Coach Witherspoon would tell you. We're going to do a little bit of this, running. We're going to do a little bit of that, passing. So we'll see what happens. Full house.
Garfield with their second chance on offense now. As you were saying, full house backfield.
It's a tough
coming on, hands off inside. Tough going again on that Beach defense. Still on his feet, though.
Yep. That's about 6 yards.
And we'll end up taking a play, John, where he was hit at the line of scrimmage and stood up and then got another 3 or 4 yards out of that.
Gained about 5 yards on that play.
I think they're going to call that, though,
forward progress.
At the 2-yard line, and they're not going to give him that extra effort.
Well, either way, it's positive yardage.
Another good quarterback, E.J. Kamanong for Garfield. Looks downfield, looks to his left side, fires to an open receiver. That's going to be dropped, John. Should have caught that one.
Yeah. I think the defender got his hand in there, too, that RB defender. He put him really close.
This will make it 3rd down now for Garfield and about 7 to go for the first from their own 27-yard line. 3 receivers split to the left side.
Trips left.
Kamanong with 1 man in the backfield, looks to that left side. He's under pressure, escapes to the right side, looks downfield, doesn't have anybody. He's going to be thrown for a tackle there, and after pickup of about 2 or 3, and the Rainier Beach defense, once again, Jay Yeezy, 3 and out.
Cannot throw the deep pass. I think I said that before. You can't beat Rainier Beach deep. You're going to have to go underneath. You're going to go intermediate routes. You're going to have to also control the game through the run. They had more success running that full house backfield in the first series that they had. I would have stayed with it. Again, that's my call, though.
So it'll be 4th down now, and once again, Garfield in at least in looking like they're going to punt. They do punt.
It's a good punt.
It's a low kick, goes to the 35-yard line, fielded there up to the 40, the 45, the 50, all the way up to the 48-7-yard line of the Bulldogs, and Rainier Beach is cooking again.
Plus side of the 50. Plus side of the 50.
And Beach will be back on offense for the second time now with a 7-0 lead. 39 seconds here to go in the first quarter.
We got a timeout. We got any updates? One of the RB players is, and I don't have his number, but he looks like he's injured himself. They pulled him out of the game. He was involved in one of the plays that's on that scoring drive, Rainier Beach.
You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio World. This is our broadcast of high school football. Metro League high school football, by the way. Got the Rainier Beach Vikings on offense now with 39 seconds left in the first quarter and a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, I would have thought it would be a pretty. I thought it would be more than 7 points on the board by now, but I
both
guess
of these teams.
Yeah, with both of these teams. But you never know.
This time, Guadez, short pass for no gain.
Actually, it's a loss.
Probably a loss. Well, John, Beach ate up a lot of that first quarter, as you mentioned, by keeping the ball on the ground. They kept Garfield's offense off.
Yep, that's the way you do it. They cannot score if they do not have the football. So you keep it, move the ball, and they were moving the ball effectively. And they were running straight up, slant off the tackle, nothing fancy, direct handoff. Garfield's in that 3-5.
Loss on that play, so they go back to their bread and butter. Humphrey up the middle.
A little bit responsive. They responded a little bit, Garfield. They're looking at that, and that's, again, just a straight dive. Guard, tackle, guard. Guard, generally when you run off tackle, that's a slant. When you run through the guard hole, that's a dive.
And a pickup of about 3. That'll make it 3rd and 9 now.
Yeah. See, that one pass where they threw and they lost yardage, you see how that throws you off? Because now you got to make up 9 yards, although they were 4th and 9 and threw a touchdown. So, anything can happen. Tony, it's a beautiful fall day.
John, it is actually hot.
Yeah, it is. It's unseasonably hot.
And just a Mariners update, John, with 2 players on. There are now 2 out. Adam Frazier is up to bat, and he is 0-2. This game could go into extra innings. Still 0-0 Seattle Houston.
Yeah. Well, I think if it goes into extra innings, I think it favors the Mariners because I think they have better relief pitchers, I believe, as a whole.
Well, Houston, actually, John, has the best relief staff according to a number of metrics.
Really?
In all of baseball.
Gee, Maniz, because all the experts are saying the Mariners have a deep staff. Well, we'll see. It doesn't matter. You can have all the statistics, but who wins at the end is the most important statistic. Who wins and who loses. So here we go, 3rd and 9, Tony B.
We'll start this second quarter with Rainier Beach again, 3rd and 9 at the 46-yard line of the Garfield Bulldogs in Bulldogs territory.
He's going to pass. The triple left. Illegal time. Oh, no.
And this is going to go against
delay game.
Beach, as you had a player
Yeah.
kind of jogging onto the field. Didn't really run out there to get set.
Well, they were short, and then he took too long to get there,
Guadez with 3 receivers to the left side.
Triple left. One back set.
Guadez goes back, looks downfield, fires it, has a player there. It's going to be picked off by the Bulldogs. And that one is going to be an interception at about the 22, 23-yard line. for Garfield. Guadez had him and didn't quite get enough arm into
And-
that, John.
And that's as good as a punt. You know, that's as good as a punt. But, you know, if that was fourth down, knock the ball down, you get the ball where the line of scrimmage was, which was 30 yards back upfield. Oh, well. One back set, double wide out for Garfield.
And Garfield hands the ball off inside, and right there, it's a fake, and over to the left side is Kemenong, and that'll be a pickup of maybe one, and Rainier Beach wasn't faked. If the ball would have been given inside, they had him covered, and then they also had Kemenong covered on the left side as well.
They're running Reggie Witherspoon in the gut, up the gut.
That'll make it second and about 8.
Oh, here they come with that powerhouse set.
Full house backfield.
Full house
for the Bulldog. Kemenong under the center. Handoff inside, and again, the stout Beach defense. A little extra yardage there from the Bulldogs player, but John, right now, Beach, I don't know if you can ask more from Beach, offensively or defensively.
Uh-oh, somebody's down. RB player down. Excuse me. It's kind of a cliche. The team that runs the ball wins most of the time, and that's a fact. When you talk in terms of statistically major championships in football, high school, college, and even pro, the team that runs the ball controls the game, and that's who wins the championship usually. Garfield is kind of an acronym. They run the ball. They do throw the ball, but they're known to be a running team, and especially when they run that full house backfield, which is a difficult formation to stop because they got potentially 2 blockers on every play and 1 carrier.
So the player walks off.
Yeah, he looks pretty good
under his own power.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Rainier Beach young man who got hurt earlier in that quarter. He's limping pretty badly, so he may not be in. I'll get his name, folks.
Kemenong in the shotgun. Looks to the right side, looks back to the left, fires the receiver. Receiver had fallen down, drops the pass.
Oh, here we go. They shut him down.
And so, John, with these 2 dynamic, energetic, electric teams, we got a defensive ball game on our hands.
Partway through the second quarter, and it's 7-0. And if you say that was a lucky pass in the end zone, it'd be 0-0. But Rainier Beach did get that pass. 4th down and 9 yards to go. Heave it in the end zone. They scored a touchdown, 7-0. It is a defensive struggle. And again, it's going to be predicated on who controls the game, but who also makes the mistakes. Second half, if not this quarter.
Garfield back for the punt. High snap, the punt is off.
Good kick.
Rainier Beach receives the ball, falls down, doesn't go to a knee though.
No, well, he was down actually.
Are they going to say he was down, or?
It looked like he was down.
I didn't know if his knee actually hit the ground. They are going to give him his forward progress, and then Beach will take over at the 46-yard line, their own 46-yard line. So again, Beach winning the field position game in this defensive struggle.
Field position. The change of the field position is in favor of Rainier Beach, and they've earned it. They've shut down Garfield completely, literally completely. Garfield's had what, 2-3 series, 3 and out. Okay, Garfield's kind of changed. They're running a 5-man.
Wow, there's under
my
center.
gosh.
Hands the ball off to Humphrey. Humphrey inside. Humphrey breaks to the outside. Humphrey's got a seam. Splits them. Can't get him. Humphrey's going to go all the way. And Beach against Scottrey. Humphrey up the middle. Splits the defenders. You can't arm tackle that guy.
No, you cannot. And when he busted through that hole, he was gone. The thing is, Garfield looked like they were running a run blitz, and he ran right over the side that they weren't. That's a good run, good play.
Well, we talked about ball control, John, but we know this about Beach is that anytime from anywhere on the field, they can go the distance.
Oh, for sure. You know that.
And so Humphrey with a 53-yard run takes it to the house against the Vikings. Against the Bulldogs. The Vikings now up 13-0. Ready for the extra point.
This is a shocker.
There's a snap. It's a little snap down low, gathered in by the holder. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 14-0. The Rainier Beach Vikings now over the Garfield Bulldogs. Mr. Bellis, anything to report from last night?
Plenty of action from last night, and as we throw up the current standings, as they will, another win by Eastside Catholic against a Seattle Prep team that was holding up pretty well until they were within 3 within the third quarter, but Eastside controlled the rest of the game, winning 45-14. They are now 7-0 on the season, 6-0 in the mountain. They have sole position of first place. The winner of this contest will tie O'Day for second place at 5-1 in league. O'Day, of course, winning against Ballard 42-14. Easy win for them. So the loser will fall to 4-2. Looks like win or lose, you're still going to get both of these teams are going to be in the top 4. Seattle Prep's all down to 2-4 in the league.
All right, live Metro League action. I have to say, surprisingly, John, Beach on top 14-0. I did not think Garfield would be shut out.
Not at this point. I mean, we still got a long way to go. But what is obvious, Rainier Beach came to play.
John, how much of this is preparation? These teams know each other. These players know each other.
Preparation is part of it, but I think emotion is the other part of it. The will to win, the want to win, sometimes overrides even skill,
And there's the kick. Ball taken at about the 10-yard line, up to the 20. Running backwards now. Trapped up and, bottled up, picked up, and thrown down by Beach at the 20-yard line. And, John, you said it. Beach has come to play.
Mm-hmm. It's very obvious. They're undermanned. They're understaffed. They only have 30-plus players. And, it looks like they lost one of their key players. He's sitting on the bench right now, number 44. And that's unfortunate. But, hey, they're outplaying Garfield right now. RB shutting down that off tackle, that dive, that's off tackle slant. Garfield's bread and butter.
Now, Beach with only one loss, John. We covered that game at Lumen Field.
Right.
To 22-0 loss, but the game was actually closer than that.
Right. 3 plays. 3 plays.
Kamanong under center, fires the pass over the middle, caught by number 9, and that's a big play, John, almost up to the 50. That was Mike Montgomery for the Bulldogs on the receiving end of that Kamanong pass, and that's a pick of 20-plus yards, and that'll move it up to about the 48, and Garfield needed that.
Oh, yeah. And he was actually one step away from beating everyone to the end zone because he split the coverage, was heading upfield. Arby's in there 4. They bring an outside linebacker up. They have a stand-up defensive end, so it's actually a 5.
Center. Beach jumping around, but they don't go into the neutral zone, so they do snap the ball. Gets off a play over the left side, pickup of about 8 and
9. Almost.
Bulldogs on the move now.
They're moving. some point in time, Rainier Beach is going to jump outside. They're really anxious, and somehow Cameron is throwing a count at them that they're jumping. They're as they say, they're getting antsy. They got ants in their pants. Okay, we got Garfield in their full house backfield. They got short yardage. Power I.
Kemenong under the center. Second down, 1 to go. Handed off to the deepest back in the field. He breaks through the line. Pickup of 10, 15, still on his feet. Almost 20 yards on that one, about 17, 18.
So I think you understand what the problem is with a full house backfield like that. With 2 lead blockers coming through the line of scrimmage, you ostensibly have 9 people blocking on the line of scrimmage, which is really, it's going to be hard to defend.
Garfield on the move now.
Oh, yeah. They've gained more yardage in this series than all the last quarter and a half.
Two backs in the backfield. Kemenong under the center.
Oh, geez.
And a Bulldog player jumps. Well, John, at least he jumped with enthusiasm.
Yes, but it's still 5-yard penalty. And again, remember I said it, mistakes. 2 evenly matched teams, mistakes. Emotions create mistakes. So you have to control your emotions too. That's a pretty simple truism.
Garfield now 1st and 15 after that penalty. Getting a handoff to Weatherspoon, and that's
man,
going to be stopped
they smelled
far
that
short. Probably a loss on that play of 2 or 3.
Yep.
That is the
He's
other
down,
Weatherspoon,
too.
Raylan Weatherspoon.
Yeah, he's down. It looks like a leg injury. You hate to see those.
So here we are, John, with 2 out in the bottom of the 10th, and Julio Rodriguez up to bat. Still no score for either team in the Mariners game. 0-0, bottom of the 10th, 2 out. Julio Rodriguez up to bat.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be negative, but it's just going to prolong the misery. Every extra inning. I think I might have cursed the Mariners because the one game I rooted for them when they were ahead, they lost. That first game against Houston, that playoff game. Oh, well.
Well, we're going to go to the 11th inning as Rodriguez pops out to first base.
Well, okay.
And that'll bring the Astros back up in the top of the 11th.
Which is very dangerous. Well, the one advantage Seattle has that they're not at, that Tropicana Field, wherever they play.
Minute Maid Park?
In Minute Maid Park, because Houston beats the ball all over that park. I think they lead the major leagues in home runs in their home field or home park. I think I read that someplace. Yeah. I hope he gets up. The Garfield player is being helped out, but let's hope he's all right.
With 7:19 here to go in the first half, Garfield trailing the Rainier Beach Vikings 14-0, but threatening now with second down and about 17 yards to go on the Rainier Beach 38-yard line,
Again,
or at 33-yard line.
Mistakes.
Kaminong in the shotgun now. 3 receivers to the right side.
Empty backfield, motion across.
Is that motion? It's a pitch. And that's going to be stopped short. Beach all over that. Escapes away, running backwards. That's not going to help. And Garfield is going to lose another 11 or 12 yards on that one. John, you can't fault the effort of trying to get away, but when you are running in the opposite direction, that's not a good thing.
No, get upfield. Get upfield. If you're going to take a loss, take a minimal loss. Don't add more problems. Look, you got at least 30 yards to go for a first down. Yep, 30 yards to go.
So that incursion by Garfield into the Beach territory has been backed up now to the Beach 45, and about 25 yards to go for a first down.
30 yards, and got triple right receivers.
Kaminong looks downfield, looks long, looking for somebody to throw it to, tosses it up.
Out of bounds.
That's going to be out of bounds. That'll make it 4th down. Looks like Garfield is going to punt. And we don't see much of this, John, punting from the 45-yard line.
We don't see Garfield punt much at all most of the time.
But with Beach up 14-0 and their ability to strike from anywhere in the field, John, I don't think you would disagree. Make them go the long field.
Make them go the long field. The farther they have to go, the more it's in your favor. Put them in the hole. Who knows? He might even make a mistake trying to field this punt.
You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio's broadcast. It's me, Tony D, with your play-by-play and your commentary and analysis. The coach, Jay Easy, John Yasutaki. There's the punt.
Oh, good punt.
It is a nice punt. Fielded it around the 10-yard line. Again, a player running backfield, but he gets the angle and gets upfield. He's trying to get that corner and makes a little yard out of it, a few yards out of it, John.
Yep.
And that's that speed that you're talking about.
Yep.
No, yes.
Yep, that was a good return because it was a deep punt.
And he took a pathway towards his own end zone and said, I'm going to run around you to the far side of the field. Catch me if you can.
Catch me if you can. Well, this is the worst field position Rainier Beach has started with all game long. And we're more than midway. We're halfway through the second quarter. This is the worst field position they've had, which is pretty good.
Well, John, they've marched the ball downfield, were stopped, and threw a 30-yard touchdown pass.
Right.
And then Scott Ray Humphrey took it 53 yards to the house. Again, a handoff inside and a short pickup there of maybe 3 or 4 yards. But as you like to say, John, positive yardage.
Yep, positive yardage. No, they had him in the backfield, but they didn't wrap him up. Again, tackle. You got to tackle. You got to wrap him up.
If there is one player in the Metro League we know you cannot arm tackle, it is number 9 for Rainier Beach.
Scott Trey Humphrey. Yes. He defies arm tackles.
So pick up about 2.5, maybe.
Yeah. Garfield's changed their defense. They're running a 4 front now.
Beach and the man in motion gets the ball, falls down, and they're going to mark him down there. So that's going to be a loss.
Loss of about 4 or 5. I think Garfield has figured a couple things out. They need to put more bodies on that line. So they got running 4 across. Your basic 4. Because they started the game with a 3-man front. Now they're running a 4-man front, which gives you a little bit more leverage. Yeah, they're in that 4 now. They've changed up.
Juarez gets the snap, looks downfield to the right side, goes for the money, and tipped away by the Garfield player.
Yeah, that was a 50-50 ball, really, though. If it got tipped like that, could have been anybody's ball.
So Juarez takes a shot.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and
downfield.
This is the first time they've actually had to punt. Well, second time, I think, when they've been deep in their own side of the field, too. So this should mean pretty good field position for Garfield on the exchange. I mean, we talk about that field position, very important. He'll be kicking from about the 9 or the 8.
And we've got a flag.
Delay of game. Rainier Beach. Well, that's not too bad because it's half the distance now. It's not 5 yards, it's half the distance.
There's the punt.
It's short. Oh, it hit him.
Bounces. Picked up by the Garfield player.
Yep. And he's
and that's
my
a
God.
return of about 8-9 yards.
And you know that's smart because guess what? It touched the Rainier Beach player first. If the Garfield guy picks it up and runs and then he fumbles it, guess what it's called? First touching, and the ball comes back where the Rainier Beach player touched it first. Isn't that interesting rule? It's called first touching. So it's a risk, but guess what? It's a positive one. I've seen that happen in college.
Great information there from Jay Easy.
Yeah, but just don't play in a game with your brother there and you think you had a fumble and he gets me blasted from behind because he wouldn't block for me. That's another story. Oh, they got that I formation now.
Kemenong hands off inside. That's a nice pickup on first down.
That's just straight power, Tony. That's a straight off tackle blast. If you're Garfield, you're saying we got to score on this one.
Second and 3 to go after a 7-yard pickup. And ball at the 31-yard line of Beach, and so field position has shifted in favor of Garfield as they back Beach up and had Garfield punt. Now Garfield running downhill. Again, I formation, receiver out to the right side.
Ooh.
Blast up the middle again, and that's going to be enough for a first down,
That's
John.
just straight ahead power. That's that. Yeah. I think Reg just said, the coach just said, look, we're going to play our game. We're down 14-0. We're going to play our game. We're going to score. We'll go down. We're going to come into halftime down, but hey, we're going to chip away on that lead. Again, they got that lead back.
Kemenong under the center, some movement on both sides of the ball. Who's going to get the call?
It's going to be motion, illegal procedure. He's done that again. That's the second time he's done that.
So again, John, Garfield on the move.
Making mistakes.
But penalties. Now, John, we've seen this team all year long. They've blown some teams away, but in doing that, they had made mistakes. And we've been saying all year, there's going to come a time when they're not going to be able to get away with that.
Exactly. Mistakes will kill you. Especially in a tight game against a tough opponent.
Kemenong with a fake pitch, rolls to the right side, looks downfield. If he doesn't give up the ball, he's going to be tackled, John, and tried to shake the Beach player.
Why don't you throw the ball? Got to throw the ball.
He had to get rid of that one, John. Didn't get rid of it, and now once again, the Beach defense rises to the occasion after the penalty. Kemenong holds on to the ball, and he's going to be taken for a loss all the way back, John, to the 40-yard line. That'll make it a whole bunch, about 25 to go, 20 to 25 to go for a first down.
I said you can't beat Rainier Beach deep. You got to go short routes, intermediate routes. It takes too long to throw deep, and you've got to throw intermediate and short routes.
Now he had time, but there was good coverage downfield.
Yeah. Then that's the other thing. You got to make a decision. You got to throw the ball away or run it. If you got the ball in your hand, you can't just sit around waiting for something to happen. Well, they've already gotten deep into your backfield. So
And I believe we have a timeout on the field, John. So we're going to go to Mr. Daniel Bellis with 2:20 left here in the first half. Rainier Beach Vikings 14, Garfield Bulldogs 0.
Right. And also yesterday in the mountain, the Bishop Blanchette easy win over Roosevelt. Roosevelt still seeking their first win of the season. They're in the cellar at 0-6, 0-7 overall. Bishop Blanchette grabbing their first win in the league. They actually moves them to 2-5 on the season. They're in 6th place right now. Ballard also losing to O'Day. Also in the Sound division, Ingram continuing their stranglehold of first place with another win. This one a dominating performance over West Seattle, 42-7.
Back here, live action, second down now. Garfield and a whole bunch to go. Kamenong throws to the right side, looking for a player, but the throw was bad, and that just didn't look good.
Nope. That was a poor play. It was a poor pass. He's seems like he's a little gun shy too right now because he's been getting pressure.
Could it be that this Rainier Beach Vikings team has caught Garfield a little bit cocky?
Possibly.
And Kamenong chased from behind, might be losing the football, tried to strip it away, held onto it, but he got taken down after probably getting back to the line of scrimmage. I think we've got a flag.
Unsportsmanlike. This will be a first down. I think it'll be unsportsmanlike, 15 yards, first down. There's our colleague, Edwin Bailey. He's upset about that.
Edwin Bailey, you've got that right.
Yeah, Edwin's upset too. Our colleague.
Rainier Avenue Radio colleague down there on the sidelines. And
you made the play, did a great job, and then you're going to get called for unsportsmanlike.
Got a camera shot of him now out there pointing on the field. He's got his hat back on. But
Bulldog Blues, our colleague, Savannah, Georgia's own, Edwin Bailey. Big Ed. We kind of felt bad that he's on the staff at Rainier Beach because we thought he'd be with us up here broadcasting. Oh, it's a dead ball foul. This is 4th down. Yeah. Timeout. So they called it a dead ball foul, Tony. So that means it's after the play. So they step it off from the point. And so it's 4th down and about 8. 4th and 8.
Well, we'll see if that comes back to haunt the Rainier Beach Vikings. They've gotten themselves off the field, John.
Yep. Took a timeout.
Listening to Rainier Avenue Radio .world. Bottom of the 11th. Still 0-0. Dylan Moore up to bat. Anything that comes across the plate right now will be a victory for the Mariners.
Yeah.
1 out. Nobody on. Live action here at Memorial Stadium. Kamenon looks over the middle, has a receiver. He makes the reception, breaks a couple tackles, almost into the end zone, John. Great play there, down to about probably the 1 foot line.
Very close. Very close. Very, very close. That was a good play. But you notice that pass was what we would call an intermediate pass. Over the middle, but not deep. You just can't throw that ball that deep against RB. RB is too fast, too quick. They react too well.
Garfield threatening now with the ball on the 1 yard line, 1st and goal.
Oh, here they come with that full house backfield, Tony.
And the inside handoff, and
touchdown.
I won't say untouched, but he wasn't touched a whole lot on his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Garfield.
Yep. Touchdown, Garfield. Yep. If you wanted to script anything, and when you're in the hole, this is the best scenario you could expect. Score before halftime, shut them down, go in down 7. It's a new day. When that goose egg sits up there, it sits up there and it leans on you very heavily. I think you would agree, Tony.
Yes, it does. That's.
It's like getting a paycheck with zeros on it and nothing else. What a letdown.
And then you're told you're going to get double in your next raise.
Yep. So it's 7 points, 14-7. Momentum has shifted now.
And the Bulldogs on the scoreboard, 14-7.
Yep.
Vikings in front of the Bulldogs after that last touchdown.
Yep. It's going to be a good game. This is a surprise, though. I thought it'd be pretty high scoring by now, but hey, we'll take them anywhere we can get them, right, Tony B?
And as you said earlier, still a lot of football to play.
Yep, 1 half. Well, 1 minute 25. And, hey, the way things are going, a minute and a quarter, anything can happen, right?
With these two teams.
Yeah, with these two teams. De Havilland Beaver is flying by with the float apparatus going over to Lake Union. That could only happen in Seattle, folks. Seeing float planes flying over a football stadium next to a musical museum near a Space Needle going to Lake Union. Isn't that something?
Latest update I have, John, is Cal Raleigh has flied out to end the Mariners' 11th inning. That means we're going to go to the bottom of the 12th. The score still Houston 0, Seattle 0.
Wow. What a high-scoring game that is.
Live action here at Memorial Stadium. Leon H. Brigham Field. There's the kick. Up to the 10, up to the 20, over the 25, breaks to the outside, might have a lane to the 30, to the 40. One man to beat. Is the kicker still on his feet? And Beach.
That's a horse collar, though.
I was going to say it might have been a horse collar, but they don't call it. And Beach with the ball now. And
pretty good field
John,
position.
you mentioned it, 1:15. That's a whole lot of time for this quick strike team.
Anything can happen. And actually, that was a horse collar tackle. Coach Mike, wasn't that a horse collar tackle? That should have been called. That was a horse collar tackle. That should have been called. Yeah.
And so the ball now on the 42-yard line. Wait a minute.
They called holding.
So that will all be for naught.
Illegal block in the back. Illegal block in the back. But there was a horse collar on that one, too. So it's almost like it was offsetting on the same play.
Back.
Yeah. Well, it was still in the play when the horse collar occurred, so that's two plays two penalties in the same play.
Well, they didn't drop the flag.
I know they didn't.
It
was clear.
Not that I doubt your acumen at making the call, but the guys down there with the striped shirts on have the final decision.
Well, but it's in front of everybody in the stadium on this side. I mean, my man over here is correct. It was a horse collar tackle. There's no question in my mind.
So that's going to, instead of having the ball at the 42-yard line of Garfield,
look how
Beach
far
has
back
it
it
now
is.
with the 18.
With the blocking the back, it's where the point of the contact was made, and then
Short
the
pass
penalty.
to the left side, trying to get a player open, and positive yardage on that play.
But he fumbled the ball. Yeah. You fumbled the ball out of bounds, so he goes back. I thought it goes back. I thought it goes back to where he fumbled it. It doesn't? It goes almost like a line to gain? Oh, okay.
That'll make it second and about 4 yards to go. 1:09 left here to go in the first half. Rainier Beach on top, 14-7.
Triple right. Triple receivers right. One back in the set. One back set.
Valdez looks downfield. Finds a short pass over the left side to receiver.
Oh,
That's Humphrey. Humphrey breaks the tackle, breaks another tackle.
Man, he is tough.
He is electric.
One tough runner, man. One tough cookie.
And gets that all the way up to the 46-yard line.
Yeah. You got
the Vikings.
You got to wrap him up, man. He kicks through tackles. Tough running kid. Got to hand it to him, man. Very good. Excellent runner.
So Beach all the way from the 18 up to the 46 now.
You got double right.
With 1 minute left here in the first
double
half.
Left, double right. I'm sorry, double left, motion across, double right, double left. They're rolling.
Rolls to his right. He's going to be trapped and taken down for a loss.
What are they? Why don't they just? I don't understand that. Why don't you stay with what you were doing? You were moving the ball upfield. Just simple check-off passes or runs. Off-tackle slants. Nothing fancy. Direct handoff. Go. You know.
Garfield with the blitz call came pouring through that offensive line.
Yep. And you know what the tendency now is now? They do run.
Looks downfield, doesn't see anybody, decides to take off, and he'll be stopped and tackled in the middle of the field.
That's it. No, that was.
And so there's a timeout with 24 seconds left.
Well, I think Red Witherspoon over there at Garfield has gotten everything he wanted. They're going to close out this half down 7. Nothing, no more damage. And I think RB needs to go back to the playbook. There was a couple of things that they should have taken advantage of on this series. They were very successful, and they kind of went away from it. I think you can see what happened, Tony. Look what they are. They lost yardage on every play. So I know. I'm sorry. I just go with what you know. Go with what works. You know. So I think you would agree the momentum has shifted.
The momentum has changed again.
Yep.
Third down now and about 20 yards to go with 24 seconds left.
They're going to blitz. They're blitzing.
Short pass to Humphrey.
Keep
this
him
time
in bounds.
Humphrey trapped in the backfield.
Keep him in bounds. Yep.
And that might be, no, we get another timeout. Garfield says, we want you to punt the ball.
Well, they're changing up. The second, what is it? It's fourth, yeah.
And Garfield called the timeout with 11 seconds left, and that's going to make Rainier Beach run another play, punt the ball, do something.
Yep. The scoreboard clock was off, but the field down marker was correct. It is fourth down and about 20. Oh, I'm sorry, 4th and 21. Again, this sequence of plays started when they deviated from what was worked to me. I'll just say it. When it looked like it was going over from what was working for them. And they tried to do some other things, which is, hey, part of the game. But I'm going to stick with what works, If I put butter on my toast after I toast my toast, and it works, that's the way I'm going to do it. Thank you.
John, that sun is now down. I felt
Yeah.
like I needed some butter on me.
Yes.
It was cooking me.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And, we all could use a little bit of shea butter, more better butter. Well, to me, this is this is almost a wasted down. Yeah. Garfield called timeout. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's their last timeout, so their last timeout. He said third, but you only get 3.5, so.
John, have you ever thought about going on Jeopardy?
Well, hey, living where I live is Jeopardy every day. No, I'm just kidding.
I think you do well.
No, well, we'll see. That would be fun. I'd much rather be on America's Got Talent.
And just exactly what would your special talent be, John, that you would showcase to the rest of the country?
Doing play-by-play, or no, not play-by-play, doing color analysis.
And a little pooch kick. Ball stays in bounds. Garfield has it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds.
Yeah,
one,
halftime.
And that's going to do it.
No, they're going to get one scrimmage play, I believe.
They get one play.
Mm-hmm. On the exchange. Well, we are at Leon H. Brigham Field, which is called Seattle Memorial High School Football Stadium, and dedicated to the memory of those who gave their lives during World War II. I saw names up there. There was a guy named William Nakamura. Garfield High School grad, won the Congressional Medal of Honor for what he did during World War II.
Well, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you would say I'd probably do pretty good on a trivia show, game show.
By the way, it was trivia night at the Columbia City Theater last night, an event put on by the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle. It was a lot of fun, too.
Yeah,
who won? Of people there playing trivia.
Yeah. What was the trivia about who won? No.
There's trivia questions about politics, music,
sports.
I don't think there was sports.
Okay.
There may have been sports figures who were prominent in social justice.
Oh, Jackie Robinson.
But it was a lot of fun last night. At City Theater.
If people really understood how important Jackie Robinson was and what he did, I mean, it's amazing. I watched a little special on him. He was amazing. Football, but he was all basketball too, and baseball, and football, etc. 1 second. Motion. High snap.
Downfield. He's gonna looks backfield, and he'll just run that harmlessly out of bounds, and they'll take a walk to the locker room.
Halftime.
All right, Jay Yeezy, here we are at halftime. Rainier Beach 14, Garfield 7, and we're going to take it to Mr. Daniel Bellis.
Thank you, live on Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station. Yes, sir, we are live with it at Memorial Stadium with the Rainier Beach Vikings in a possible upset of the Garfield Bulldogs, 14-7. It's very close, and Garfield is the momentum coming into the half, but not what most people were expecting. Obviously, these teams have been outscoring opponents on a high level, but that has also been due to the quality of opponents, because you talk about how these teams performed against both Eastside Catholic and O'Day, and you got a same story of what you got today, basically. So similar low-scoring contests when the opponent is much tougher. So there it is right there. As we look at the standings as they sit at the moment, you'll see that, sorry, that's the sound. The mountain there, Eastside Catholic has a sole position of first place after their defeat of Seattle Prep 45-14, 6-0 in the league. going into the last week of the regular season, which is next week. It makes it a little interesting because this Rainier Beach squad will play Eastside Catholic next week in their final game of the season. So it does set them up for an interesting shot at first place if they can beat Eastside Catholic next week and hold on against Garfield today. But also in action, O'Day moved to second place with a win of Ballard, 42-14. They're 5-1 in the league and 6-1 overall. The winner of this game, Garfield and Beach, will tie O'Day at the end of the day for second place. And for Garfield, they will meet O'Day here at Memorial Stadium next week there. So it puts Garfield in a position for possibly second place at the end of the season as they play O'Day next week in their final game of the regular season. On the other side of the bracket on the mountain, Seattle Prep with their loss, they're still at fifth place, 2-4 in the league. Historically in the Metro League, the mountain, the top four teams have gotten a bye through Metro League football playoffs. We have not got any word actually from the league, despite us continually trying to contact them and get word about what their playoffs are going to be. So all we can say is what it historically has been, and the top four teams in the mountain have historically got byes through to the round of 32 of state. So if that's the case, the top four, Eastside Catholic, O'Day, Garfield, Beach, no matter what happens today, no matter what happens next week, looks like those four teams are pretty much self-assured as they have a 3-game lead over Seattle Prep, who sits in fifth place. Bishop Blanchette sits in sixth place after getting their first league game of the season over Roosevelt. 44-21 drops. Well, Roosevelt was already in the cellar, and they're still seeking their first win of the season overall. 0-7 on the year. Ballard, of course, losing to O'Day. They're still in seventh place, 1-5 in the league, 1-6 overall. In the Sound, it looks like pretty much Ingram has wrapped up the Sound, I guess, championship, if you will, or number one spot for the Sound, because no matter what happens next week, they play Franklin, who is 2 games down to them. So no matter if Franklin beats them or not, even if Lincoln wins, they still have the tiebreaker over Lincoln. So Ingram will win the Sound, no doubt. Lincoln is sitting at second place at 5-1. And they will play next week. They are going to play, looking at it real quick, Chief Self, who is in fourth place right now at 4. They're 4-2. Lincoln at 5-1. So that'll be an interesting contest for Lincoln as they try to get second place. Lincoln, of course, holds the tiebreaker against Franklin with a head-to-head win early in the season. Lakeside sitting at 2-4. They're looking at fifth place. They're tied with West Seattle right now, but they hold the tiebreaker because they beat West Seattle head-to-head. Nathan Hale sitting at seventh at 1-5 in the league. And Cleveland, just like Roosevelt, still seeking their first win of the season and league and overall. In non-league contests and also in the states, you got a couple of things going on, as well as number 2, Yelm, the highest scoring team in all of 3A, and the team that has allowed the least points in all of 3A as well. Continuing their winning ways against number 19 Timberline, cruising to a 56-14 win on that contest right there. So they move on. They're 7-0. They're also, as Eastside Catholic is. On the east side, on the in the South Sound. Sorry, no, not the South Sound. The trying to remember what they call that league in the southern part of the state. They call it the the SSC. You'll have to remind me in the comments there what SSC stands for. I think it's South Sound. South Sound, yeah. Okay, there we go. Thank you to the Peanut Gallery for helping me remember that one. All right, so on the But on the east side of the state, Kennewick at number 5, a tough contest against 4A opponent Hanford. They was back and forth, very low scoring, but they eked out a win by 1 touchdown, 13-6. It moves Kennewick to 6-1 on the season at number 5. Bellevue at number 6 as they try to defend their title. Obviously, the first 2 weeks of the season, they dropped 2 games. One was an out-of-state opponent, and the other one was to Lake Stevens. But since then, it's been 5 straight wins for them. And they pulled another one off Kingco opponent Lake Washington last night, 48-14 for them. Number 7, Stanwood against their Westco opponent Marysville Getchell. Easy win for them, 42-6. At number 8, Lincoln of Tacoma in the Pierce County will be playing later today at 7 against league rival Silas, who this season has been a very high-scoring team, but has allowed a lot of points, and that's why Silas is unranked. In the Westco team, number 10, Monroe, who up to this point in the season was the number 2 highest-scoring offense. They actually played a very close contest, only winning by 2 touchdowns over unranked Edmonds Woodway. 28-14 the final there. Monroe gets the win, but not able to keep up with teams like Yelm and Lakes, who have been scoring up to 50 points per game. It definitely dropped Monroe to the 3rd highest scoring team so far this season. And even though Monroe gets the win, they were definitely tested in their contest against Edmonds Woodway. Number 11, Lakes, and number 15, Spanaway in the Pierce County are doing battle here at 7 p.m. A very interesting contest. Lakes coming to this one as the 2nd highest scoring team in all of 3A, and Spanaway coming in at 5-1 on their season. So between these teams, they've only lost 1 game, and should be a very interesting contest between number 11 Lakes and number 15 Spanaway. That kicks off at 7. If this game lasts and a little bit after 7, we'll get some opening scores from you from that one as they come in. For number 12 Peninsula, easy win over Capital, 50-27, a good cruising for them. Same thing for number 13 Ferndale up in the Westco, 41-21 over Mountain Vernon. And Meade over there on the Greater Spokane Conference moved to 6-1 on their season with a defeat of 4A team Lewis and Clark with a spanking of 37-7. It's Southridge at number 16, one of the lone top 20 teams to take a loss as they barely lost to the top-ranked 4A team Chawana. Chawana is like basically the only undefeated team in 4A this year. So Chawana won the Mid-Columbia Conference this year with their defeat over Southridge. 21-20 was the final there. A very close contest. It drops Southridge to 4-3, but they have had a very tough schedule this year, and that's why they're sitting up there in the top 20 still with that close, almost defeating the top team in all of 4A. Very impressive, if you can say a motivational loss, if you will. But Gig Harbor in the South Sound, easy win over North Thurston, 35-7, a good cruising there. Mount Spokane at number 18, just a pounding of Cheney, 45-21. They moved Mount Spokane to 6-1 on the season. Timberline, the other team in the top 20 to get a loss this yesterday, losing to number 2 Yelm as expected, if you will, 56-14. And Liberty, who just moved into the top 20 out of Kingco, an easy win over Mercer Island, 43-22. It'll probably keep Liberty up there in the top 20 as we move into the regular season finale next week. Also in Metro League action, a couple of games here. We mentioned the Bishop Blanchette, easy win over Roosevelt. Ingram pounded over the West Seattle Wildcats. Lincoln just blanked Cleveland, 56-0 there. And Franklin with continuing their impressive season so far based on previous seasons, 50-20 over Lakeside there. Good for them. And Chief Self squeaking out a win over Nathan Hale, 21-12 there. So what we're going to do right now is we're gonna pay a couple of bills right here, as it is halftime at Memorial Stadium. Rainier Beach Vikings leading the Garfield Bulldogs by just one touchdown, 14-7, and we will see how things transpire here in the second half. We thank you all for tuning in to us here on Rainier Avenue Radio.
World. Stories, songs, and guests. Begin living the organic good food life, and the rest of your life just may be the best of your life. Always up, baby, to your help.
You are listening to
Rainier Avenue Radio,
your community radio station.
Turn up your radio wherever you at. We about to bring it.
Street Beat with Tony B.
Tony B will give you a chance to tackle local, national, and international issues that affect your community.
Street Beat. Street Beat. Tony.
Join Rainier Avenue Radio from 5 to midnight for Sunday evening sound sessions. Jazz from the cabinets from Big Poppy.
That's right. It's time once again for Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy.
Sergio LaCour's Love Lines.
It's Sergio's Love Lines with Sergio LaCour. Go to the phone line. Tell her who we talking to.
Sage Prince and Just My Opinion.
This is Sage, and that's just about going to do it for the first half of Just My Opinion.
K-Fox Nightbeat with Nasty Ness Rodriguez.
It's the beat of the Fox. K-Fox Nightbeat, Nasty Ness.
You know what? You're going to listen from 5 to midnight. Just turn it on and don't stop. DJ Alibaba. The Underground Surround Sound Star Time with Paul Pearson.
Thanks for tuning in. My name is Paul Pearson.
Sunday evening sound sessions on Rainier Avenue Radio. Trust me, you'll be listening the entire time from 5 to midnight. Sunday evening, your sound session on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Atlantic Street Center has been serving the children, youth, and families of the Seattle-King County area since 1910. We partner with families and communities to raise healthy, successful children and youth through services including counseling, early learning, youth development, domestic violence, and education support for school-aged children. Committed to serving the African-American community, Atlantic Street Center provides services and support for all marginalized people. Learn more at AtlanticStreetCenter.org.
Thông điệp này được gửi đến bạn bởi Bộ Y tế Công cộng Seattle và quận King, Bộ Y tế Washington Chapter AAP và Wilson Ridge. Cho dù lớp học của bạn ở đâu, dù trực tiếp hay trực tuyến, tiêm chủng định kỳ sẽ bảo vệ cho con của bạn tránh khỏi các bệnh nghiêm trọng như bệnh sởi, quai bị và thủy đậu, và chúng giữ cho con của bạn được an toàn, khỏe mạnh và phát triển. Nếu cần trợ giúp tìm nhà cung cấp, hãy vào trang parenthelp123.org hoặc gọi đường dây nóng Help Me Grow Washington ở số 1-800-322-2588.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world is your 24/7 digital media hub. Tune in at Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and TuneIn apps.
我们大家都同意，在华盛顿，我们的道路是最安全的。在现今的世界，我们明白将手机放在遥不可及的地方是一件不容易的事情，但我们需要树立榜样，传播这个安全信息。在你驾驶之前，你应该把手机设定为请勿打扰，然后将手机放入手套箱里面，并且要求你的朋友和家人一样。当我们尽自己的一份力量时，道路对每个人来说更安全。让我们一起安全到达目的地。以上讯息来自华盛顿交通安全委员会。
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not shouting, Badia, at city council meetings, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Hey, Buford, why are you kicking that old CD player?
Because I can't hear the radio.
Can't hear the radio? Let me help you. Hey, you two, quit beating up that outdated audio equipment. You can't hear the radio on a CD player.
You can.
No, you can't, you adorable simpletons. But you can hear some great radio on the Rainier Avenue Radio app. It's brand new, it's free, and it's available for Android and iPhone. In fact, you can download the Rainier Avenue Radio app right now from the Google Play Store or the iPhone App Store.
I'm going to go get me a smartphone right now. I'm just going to put a graduation cap on my rotary phone.
You two have very significant personal issues. Get the Rainier Avenue Radio.world app today.
You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
washington inteena badan waxaynu wadaagnaa in wadooyinka noqdaan kuwa nabadgelya marka waa inaanu telefoonada meel iska dhignaa laakiin taas samaynteedu ma fududa haddaba fadlan sii faafi fariintan muhiimka ah tusaalena u noqo dadka kale kahor intaadan jidka ku dhicin geli telefoonkaaga sanduuqa golofyada adoo u sheegaya dadka ay qasin weydii saaxiibada iyo qoyskaaga inay saasoo kala sameeyaan sababtoo ah markuu qof walba kaalintiisa kasoo baxo wadada waxay noqonaysaa mid ammaan ah si wada jir ayaynu taa ku gaari karnaa fariintan waxay ka timid guddida badbaadada wadooyinka washington.
I'm Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not hearing men compare women to residential real estate, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Women Empowerment Talk Radio, your roadmap to business success. Tune in every Sunday at 3 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, providing resources and sharing motivational experiences from the everyday entrepreneur. Tune in Women Empowerment Talk Radio every Sunday, 3 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not explaining to my intern exactly what R&B is, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Do you want to reach out to the Vietnamese community in Seattle? Just advertise in Người Việt Tây Bắc, that is Northwest Vietnamese News, the longest running Vietnamese language newspaper in our region. Go to nvnorthwest.com.
Oh, we want to pump you up today. This is God Is, and we're doing a lot of different things in your community. We want to make sure we get in touch with each and every person that is. And so go to our Instagram, Facebook, tweet. We doing it all in your community. Go to our website also. Look us up, rainierAvenueRadio.world. Inspirational gospel music and also God Is Talk Show. Miss Dinah doing it all as we doing it right here on your favorite community radio station. So look us up. Go to our website. This is God Is and Inspirational Gospel Music.
Ở Washington, hầu hết chúng ta đều đồng ý rằng con đường dẫn đến sự an toàn nhất là khi chúng ta đặt điện thoại ra khỏi tầm tay. Nhưng điều đó không dễ làm, vì vậy hãy lan truyền thông điệp và làm gương. Trước khi bạn lên đường, đặt điện thoại của bạn vào hộp đựng găng tay, gài đặt nó với không làm phiền. Yêu cầu bạn bè và gia đình của bạn cũng làm như vậy. Bởi vì khi tất cả chúng ta đều làm phần việc của mình, sẽ tạo ra con đường an toàn hơn cho tất cả mọi người. Chúng ta hãy cùng nhau đến đó. Một thông điệp từ Ủy ban An toàn Giao thông Washington.
Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio. Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
Welcome back live to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. We're about in the shadow of the Space Needle now as the sun has receded to our right in the west, just peeking over Climate Pledge Arena, casting a shadow on Leon H. Brigham Field. I am joined now by Yasutaki the Younger. Mike!
Hi, how you doing? Is this called Vulcan Mind Meld or something? Yeah.
Well, John, you had an opportunity, or excuse me, Mike, you had an opportunity to watch that first half, 14-7. I think everybody was expecting more fireworks. What was your assessment of that first half between Rainier Beach with 14 right now and Garfield with 7?
Well, between the two teams, I would say that Rainier Beach had the most consistent attack on offense. They mixed it up quite a bit. Garfield, their worst enemy was themselves. They couldn't get out of their own way. Mistakes all over the place, losing yardage. So maybe they'll clean it up. They had a whole halftime to make adjustments. So we'll see how it goes. Wanted to report, unfortunately, a young man that caught the touchdown pass for Rainier Beach, won a touchdown. He's now on crutches, number 44, so doubtful he'll be back in the game. Yeah, unfortunate.
Well, Jacob, I think it's Iso. We wish him the best, but
right.
I think nothing could be better for him than a Vikings win.
Right.
This game.
Yeah, that's cures all ills. But like my brother was saying, it's execution. Jumping off sides. That kills drives. That kills drives on top of the play selection and not executing. And like we all say, you see a runner, he's got the ball, wrap him up. You got to wrap him up. Running backs for Rainier Beach keep their feet moving. Very good at that. Very well coached.
So at halftime, you're the head coach of the Rainier Beach Vikings. What are you saying to your team?
Just keep doing what you're doing. Just feed the rock to number 3 and eliminate mistakes. Eliminate mistakes and get out of those long second down calls. You want to get good yardage on first down so that you put the pressure on the defense. That's basically what they have to do. Just again, like I say, eliminate mistakes and just execute.
And if you're Garfield and you're Coach Weatherspoon, what are you saying to your team?
They just need to tighten up. Again, like I said, jumping off sides and just doing some of those mental errors. The other thing is EJ has to learn to do a check down. He's trying to go 50 yards down the field when you can't do that. Rainier Beach is too quick, as my brother stated, illustrated. They are quick on the secondary, so you have to look for your check downs, your tight ends. They never tried to throw to any other tight ends. I was just surprised.
And we are ready for the kickoff now. Garfield will be kicking off the Beach. Beach up 14-7. They'll be receiving this kick. The kick is deep at about the 3-yard line. Ball goes into the end zone. He's going to run it out up to the 5, up to about the 10, out to about almost the 20.
Good return.
And so what could have been a disaster ends up being basic starting position, about the 19, 20-yard line.
We'll see what Rainier Beach is basically going to acclimate themselves to. We'll see if they go again back with that running attack because they had so much success. Garfield will stay in their regular, normal 4 front, 3 front, 2, 1 deep. They got just a single high safety. Now he's rotating. Yep. Okay.
First down at the 20-yard line. Guadez with the ball. Guadez under center. And there they go up the middle with Scott Trey Humphrey. Again, Humphrey breaking tackles, doing what he does, and ends up picking up about 8, almost 9 yards. Mike, you said it.
Yep.
Just keep doing what we're doing.
Right. Just feed him the pill. What they did, though, they shifted. They moved power to their right. Garfield got influence, and that's why the running back Humphrey was able to take that B gap. Just hit it up inside the A and B, between the A and B gap. And watch, they'll probably come back to that again. Single back. We have a player down. Single back.
Guadez, the inside handoff. Again, and look, Scott Trey Humphrey. Wow. Pickup of about 14 yards, gets the ball all the way out to the 48-yard line. Mike, it would just be easy to get really comfortable doing that. Can you just keep handing the ball off to Humphrey? At some point, is Garfield going to say, hey, we're going to pull up, we're going to make you do something different?
their problem is with that single high safety, if you roll him up and he doesn't stop that run, it's a 60-yard
Again, the
run.
inside
There we
handoff
go again.
to Humphrey again up
Yep.
the middle left side. Nobody
He's gone.
behind him. Nobody in front of him. Touchdown. Scott Trey Humphrey all the way into the end zone. 52-yard run by Scott Trey Humphrey.
They continue to hit that B-C gap. That C gap was right there, off tackle, off the outside hip of their left tackle. They had something. They found something there, Tony.
That's going to put Garfield up 20-7. What a way to open the second half, Mike.
Yeah, that's
if you're a Beach fan.
Well, that's how you want to start the second half, you know. Now all of the planning that Garfield did at halftime is probably going to change now. They're going to have to.
Extra point, there's a snap. The hold is down. The kick is up. The kick looks good. And I'll wait for the referees to tell, wait a minute, they're waving something off.
Somebody call timeout. I don't know. Well, like we were saying, all the adjustments that excuse me. All the adjustments that Garfield made maybe at halftime probably is going to change now because they got jumped on real quick, which is what Rainier Beach wanted to do.
Seattle Mariners 4.
Mariners are tied with the Astros 0-0 in the bottom of the 13th.
And there's the kick. It is good. That's going to make it 21-7 now. Rainier Beach in front of Garfield after a 53-yard run by Scott Trey Humphrey. Broke one earlier for 52 yards.
The thing that sure they got jumped on real quick, but Garfield, they have to settle down and don't panic. I mean, there's a long time to go in this game. A lot of things can happen. So basically make some adjustments and just keep, just hang in there with it and just execute. And don't worry about what the score is right now.
Well, Mike, at the bottom of the 13th, the Houston Astros and Seattle Mariners are still tied 0-0. The Mariners are up, and again, they can push across the run. They'll win this game. Bottom of the 13th, 0-0.
That was, well, it wasn't surprising. In a way, it wasn't surprising because Mariners fight back. They will battle back. So we'll see if Garfield has the Mariner spirit. They can battle back.
Garfield about to receive after that touchdown. Quick strike by Rainier Beach. Scott Trey Humphrey up the middle for 53 yards. Went around the left tackle, took it on the sideline, and then just ran away from everybody. As big and strong as he is, he's got some speed too.
Right. Like you said, you're not going to bring him down by bump tackling or arm tackling. He runs
There's
hard.
The kick. Garfield with the ball, drops the ball, goes back to the 10, picks it up, out to the 20, to the 25. Turn that into a positive yardage. You're all the way up to about the 26-yard line.
Yep, he did.
Two touchdowns now for Garfield. The two touchdowns in order to tie this game up.
Right.
What am I trying to say, Mike? They're down by two touchdowns.
Well, we're going to see what their mindset is now. Are they going to kind of stick with what works for them, or are they going to panic and start doing things that they're not accustomed to? Again, like I said, they still have a lot of time. 11 minutes in this quarter and then the whole next quarter. So I don't think there's any real need to panic.
Kaminong in the shotgun, 2 receivers to each side. There goes the motion man from right to left. And the handoff inside. Then Beach is there, and they'll probably give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be about it.
Good feel by the linebackers. Rainier Beach linebackers are very active. They run what my brother called kind of an unconventional front, but they react really well. Now they're too deep, cover 2.
Motion man again. That's right. There's a bad snap. Kaminong gets it back, fires the pass out of bounds, and boy, did he save what potentially could have been disaster right there.
He salvaged that play just on his athletic ability. That was going to be disastrous.
And a lucky bounce fortuitous that bounced right back up into his hands after it went over his head.
Right. And he had the presence of mind to get it out of bounds and also not take a sack, because that would have put them back even further.
So that'll make it 3rd down again from about the 28-yard line. About 10 yards to go for the first down.
Right.
Kaminong looks downfield, has the receiver open, fires to them, passes dropped. At about the 37-yard line. Either way, it was incomplete. That's going to make it 4th down for Garfield.
He's a good quarterback, but sometimes, Tony, if you notice, he locks on to one receiver, and that's all he sees. There was a Garfield player running underneath out here, and was wide open. He didn't see him. He didn't look for him. He'll get it together, though.
So Garfield lines up in punt formation. There is the kick. Nice kick.
Sidewinder kick.
It's going to take a bounce, picked up by the Beach player up to the 35, and we got a call down there.
Fair catch.
Fair catch.
Yeah, they call fair catch, so he can't run the ball. Well, Tony, what do you think Rainier Beach is going to run? You know,
I think everyone would love to see the ball handed off inside to number 9, Scott Ray Humphrey, until Garfield can do something about it.
Definitely. That's probably a good call, you know. And they seem to be having success, like you said, off the left tackle side, the C gap, between the B and C gap. They're crunching down on that pretty tight.
One back in the backfield,
there
and
he goes.
yes, there it is.
Garfield did a better job of filling. I guess after you get pounded on, you might think, well, here he comes. So they took a chance and said, okay, he's coming this way. And they guessed right. But that sets up a couple other things. That sets up your play action pass, can set up a couple of things for you because they're still keying on number 9.
So pickup of about a half a yard.
Yeah. One back set again.
Again, Guadez under center, Humphrey in the backfield. They give it to Humphrey again, straight up the gut.
This time, right. They did a better job filling the hole.
So this time so far, Garfield, again, positive yards, about that's going to make it 3rd and about 7. So
right.
Positive yards from Humphrey up front.
Yeah. Everything he goes, it's upfield. He's always getting positive yardage. He's very seldom stopped by one tackler. I mean, I'm just really impressed. This is the second game I've seen him play, and very impressed with his power and his, skills, running back skills.
So again, Guadez not lining up in the shotgun, one back in the backfield. That is Humphrey on 3rd and 7. We'll see what Beach does here. And we've got some movement, and Rainier Beach players pointing at the Garfield players.
Encroachment.
And that looks like it's going to be marked off against Beach. And that'll make it third and about 11 or 12 now. So that's probably going to change the play.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't had a chance to meet any of the Metro League coaches, but especially Rainier Beach coaches. I'd like to find out what Division I schools or what schools are interested in Scott Trey Humphrey. Be interesting to find out.
And again, Guadez lines up under center with 3rd and 12. And it's time to pitch to Humphrey. Humphrey finds a hole, but quickly closed up. And a nice play there by Garfield. Looked like he might have had some running room, but Garfield rallied to the ball, held that to a short gain.
Well, it's like conditioned reflex. Somebody hurt you enough times, you're going to say, okay, well, we're not going to let him hurt us again. That was just a power formation. They overloaded their right side, Garfield's left side, and they tried to pound it out there, but Garfield reacted very well. That was a good job on defense.
Rainier Beach with a 14-point lead goes conservative and keeps the ball on the ground. They might be looking at, hey, the clock is our friend in this one with 7:35 here to go in the third quarter and a 14-point lead. The punt comes close to being blocked. It's a short punt. Takes a Rainier Beach roll.
Very good. Got 7 minutes in this quarter. I wouldn't be surprised, Tony, to see Garfield this series open it up a little bit more, you know.
So we actually did a little research for you there, Mike, and according to 24/7 Sports, Scott Trey Humphrey is a hard commit for the Montana State Bobcats.
Okay, all right. When it's 10 below 0, he'll enjoy that.
As of 5 days ago, actually.
Yeah, right.
Congratulations to
Yep.
Scott Trey Humphrey.
Great. That's great.
Coming on rolls to his right side. A lot of room in front of him. He's going to pick up the first down and a little bit more. Gets the ball all the way down to the 48 of Rainier Beach. Pick up about 12, maybe 13 yards. And we've got a flag down, another flag down, and this is after the play, dead ball foul. This could be against Beach, and this could add another 15 yards on. We'll see.
I think it's on might be. I thought it was on number 1 for Garfield, but maybe it was Beach. Some yakking over there.
Well, the referees huddle.
Yeah. Well, number 1 is usually what happens if you're involved in some kind of altercation or some kind of mismatch. They brought him out, so we'll see what the deal is. Again, like I said, it was a nice run, nice opportunity, and then okay. Could be on both teams, Tony. One of the things that I think I mentioned before, and my brother might have mentioned, you're not going to throw a 40, 50-yard pass. I mean, if you do, it's going to be luck. But if he looks for his curls routes, tight end out in the flat or in the hook zone, he might have opportunity to move the ball. But that do or die 50, 60-yard pass, that I don't think it's going to present itself, not for a while.
Garfield with the ball now, 1st and 10 from the 48, 7-yard line of Rainier Beach.
So evidently there was no penalty or offsetting.
Refs talked it over and said, pick that back up. Inside handoff, and there's a flag there.
Yeah.
And that looked like there was all kind of problems with that play. And Raylan Witherspoon not happy with the way he was thrown down on a dead ball.
Right.
And a false start against the Garfield Bulldogs. And again, Mike Garfield finding themselves not able to shoot them, not able to stop from shooting themselves in the foot.
Right. Like sometimes, like I said, in the first half, they were their own worst enemy. They couldn't get out of their own way. But let's see what they come up with it. I mean, it's good, obviously good field position. So good rally to the ball. The Rainier Beach rallied to the ball very well. This looks like their speed set group that just came in. He may be looking to open it up a little bit more.
After a loss of 2.
Yeah.
Kamenong now in the shotgun, one back in the backfield.
Right.
2 receivers on both sides of the field and another flag.
They had double wide on both sides. That looked like that was a definite passing formation. They're just a personnel group. It looks like they're going to stay with that same personnel group that just came in, even though they lost some more yardage on a penalty.
Second down now and about 17 to go for Garfield. Kamenong again with one back in the backfield, man in motion. Going left to right, we've got another flag. Kamenong tracked in the backfield and sacked and thrown down by Beach and a flag. 6:08 here to go in the third quarter. And Garfield going in the wrong direction, Mike.
Right. He's got to get his eyes upfield. Again, like I said, that shorter intermediate hook route, to the sideline is there. He's not going to get anything deep in the middle third or the middle fourth. Not the middle fourth, but what I'm saying is downfield. They're dropping off. Secondary for Rainier Beach is dropping off deep.
Got an update for you, Mike. We are now in the top of the 14th inning. It is still Houston 0, Seattle 0. Seattle are hanging in there fighting to not get kicked out of the playoffs this year. Hanging on. There's a snap. Kamenong looks downfield, decides to keep it, and he'll be pushed out of bounds after a short gain. Maybe the original line of scrimmage, pick up about maybe 3 or 4. That's going to make it a third down.
He had men open about 40 yards down the field, but he doesn't have time to set his feet to get a pass off. Again, like I said, the hook zone is open. Anything that's a curl out to the sideline, 10, 15 yards is open. And dare I say, would they even try the old screen pass?
There's the punt. Catching it, running backwards, stops, jukes a man. Almost it's another, but stopped right down another about 22-yard line. That was a nice
flag.
over-the-shoulder catch.
Another flag. Let's see what this penalty is. I hope this is not politically incorrect. We're not in Canada. This is not Flag Day. It's these. Just about every other play now. There's a penalty or a flag. I guess that's against Rainier Beach. Half the distance.
And that is going to back Rainier Beach up to about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah.
5:41 here to go in the third quarter. Beach leading the number 3 ranked Garfield Bulldogs 21-7. Beach ranked number 9 in the state.
Okay, power formation to the right. They've got unbalanced over to the
Juarez
right.
looks downfield. He's going to go deep. And man down there almost grabs it. He had 2 defenders covering him, but again, he said, hey, I trust my guy. I'm gonna throw it up there and let him try and make a play.
They had him bracketed pretty well, inside, outside. That was a good defense, though. They read that. They read that. Better tighten up your chin straps because here comes number 9.
Juarez again lines up on the center.
Single back. There
And
it goes.
Mike, you called it, but this time the Bulldogs
Right.
are ready.
They tightened up those chin straps and said, okay, not this time, not in our hood. Third down. Garfield can rally. They'll get the ball in good field position, forcing Rainier Beach to punt. But again, like we've seen, Tony, it could be 3rd and 25 and you hand off to number 9. It's change of field position right away. It's a conference.
So this time Juarez does line up in the shotgun.
Okay. Split receivers right. They got a single split on the left, their left.
A sideline warning has been issued to Garfield.
Sideline warning, he said.
All right, here we go.
Too deep.
3rd and 12.
Cover
Beach
2.
deep in their own
Right.
territory. Juarez in the backfield. Rolls to his right side. Fires the pass to a receiver. Looks like it was caught. It's going to be short of the first down, though. By about a yard. That'll still make it 4th down.
All right. Is there I don't see the punter coming out. Nope, they're going to go for it.
And apparently going to go for it deep in their own territory at the 23. They do have number 9 in the backfield.
Right.
Juarez lines up in the shotgun.
He may try and draw him off.
4th
too.
and 1, 4th
Oh,
and 2. They
oh.
hand the ball off inside. Oh, and Garfield is there. Humphrey pushes, and I think he got the first down.
Yep.
Wow, that's confidence in your offensive line and your running back,
That's
Mike.
right. Yep. If you have a big gun, you might as well shoot it.
You can't stop us.
Right. That's what that says. Like my brother and you were talking about, mentally, it wears on you. You know, when the team can just drive down running the ball, because eventually one missed tackle will lead to a 50, 60-yard run. So, you know, it's tough.
Again, Juarez under center. And again, hands the ball off to Humphrey. Shakes inside.
Good game.
Pick up of about 2-3 yards.
Right.
And 3:31. The clock keeps running, Mike.
You're right. You know, right there, they ran to the right, and he gained 2 yards, but he's one of the kinds of players that you might stop him for a 1 yard, 2 yard gain. Next play, 50 yards, 60 yards. He's just that dynamic. So again, like I said, you got to stay alert. Garfield's got to rally to the ball.
And if Rainier Beach's offense is on the field, that means Garfield's offense is not.
Exactly.
2:56 here to go. Guadez in the shotgun again. This time throws the screen pass. Ball is dropped. Was that a forward pass? They're saying yes.
Yeah. Incomplete. Good idea. There was one-on-one right there with the receiver and number 16 for Garfield. That was a good idea, but they just missed hitting it.
Well, another Mariners update. We are now in the bottom of the 14th, still at 0-0. Mariners up to bat. I keep saying this. If they can push one across, they'll win this game in this inning.
Oh, yeah. Split receivers right.
Beach
Here we
with
go.
the ball,
Pass
third
it.
down, 8. Pass wide open there
open.
on the right side. The catch is made, and that'll be a first down. Nice pickup of about 12 yards, and Beach moves the chains again.
I don't know what the Garfield secondary defenders, they left him completely open. They rotated, but they didn't rotate someone to cover that flat. He was wide open. Missed assignment.
And earlier in the first half, hope John doesn't get upset when I say Yasutake the Elder talked about those intermediate passes.
Yeah, right.
Again, a handoff inside, and there they go again. Beach just methodically moving the ball down the field. Scott Ray Humphrey, again, a pickup of about 4 yards, maybe 5.
Yeah.
We've got a timeout on the field with 2:21 left here. We'll check in with Daniel Bellis and see if we've got any additional news.
Well, next week on Rainier Avenue Radio, we will be broadcasting right here from Memorial Stadium at 5 p.m. for Garfield Bulldogs meeting the number 4 O'Day Fighting Irish. So a chance to complete the final regular season game of the season, as you can see right here on your screen. O'Day at number 2 after winning last night against Ballard. Sorry, that is the sound. That means Beach will be playing Eastside Catholic next week at Eastside Catholic. So between those two contests, we'll see who ends up being number 1 at the end of the season. Eastside Catholic obviously controls their destiny, but if Beach can hold on against Garfield and beat Eastside Catholic, they have an outside shot at number 1.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bellis. 2:21 here to go in this game live from Leon H. Brigham Memorial Stadium.
Second down. You know, the way Rainier Beach is attacking Garfield, it's like 2nd and 5. I don't think that phases them. They figure they can run the ball and get yardage and run the clock down. Like you said, keep Garfield, the offense, on the sideline. And that's a winning formula. So single back again, pistol.
And, of course, another flag. I think they're going to call encroachment on Garfield, and that'll set Beach up now with about a yard to go for the first down. Still second down.
Right. This would be a good down to throw the ball, fake the handoff, and see what happens. But I know they'll probably just go straight with Humphrey. Yep.
And they do, and Humphrey picks up the first down and a couple more, and that will move the chains.
Right. This is almost like deja vu, Tony, when we watched Bellevue, the Bellevue football squad from last year. 3rd down and 7. they eschewed the pass. They said that was just handed off. We'll hand it off to our running back Wang and get a first down. So they, like I said, to them, pass is a bad 4-letter word. Bellevue. So Rainier Beach is kind of like following the same footsteps.
Well, it is. Hands the ball inside again. And this time again, Humphrey, you got to be careful. He can always break one. Picks up about 6, maybe 7.
You can. There's a Rainier Beach player down. He is one tough runner. I think is that Montana State Mountain West, the Big Sky Conference? I can't remember, but if that young man's going there, he should have a good time there. Yeah, well, like we said, Tony, there's no need for them to do anything different. I mean, Garfield hasn't done anything to really force them to make any drastic changes. So basically, just hand the ball to number 9, and and just go from there. If he can gain 4 or 5 yards a carry, heck, just keep giving him the ball. It's not heavy. He's got to come out. The injured player has to come out for play. Oh, he's making his way to the sideline.
Garfield and Rainier Beach, a lot of the players that attend these games are in the 37th, or playing in these games are in the 37th Legislative District. A lot of the parents are in the 37th Legislative District. If you are able to vote, pay particular attention to a debate we are having on October 27th, Amijah Smith and Chapalo Street, both candidates for the 37th Legislative District position. And we are holding a debate at 6 o'clock live from the Columbus City Theater. Inside handoff. It's a fake handoff and a pass over to the left side, and that's complete.
Yep.
And that'll be enough for a first down. Stays in bounds and moves the chains. 1:14 here to go in the third quarter.
Well, that's what the running attack does. It sets up that play action. They had to come off a little bit, because they have to help with that run support, so it frees up the receiver. And that was a safe pass. It was a good pass by Chase.
Beach now with the ball on the 35-yard line, and Humphrey this time tracked down in the backfield.
Oh, that's number 13.
Oh, that wasn't it.
That was Zevian Watkins, looks like 13. Zevian Watkins. Here comes Humphrey back in, number 9.
That'll make it second and about 12 and a half. 24 seconds, and Beach dominating the ball in this quarter, Mike.
Yep, that's the winning formula. You've got a lead. Don't do anything different. Again, Garfield hasn't forced them to change anything.
Flips a little pass over the defender. Had a little pressure on him, threw it off his back leg, but looped it up high and overthrew everybody on that one. And so with no time left on the clock here in the third quarter, we will go to the fourth quarter. Rainier Beach Vikings 21, Garfield Bulldogs 7. Mr. Bellis.
Yes, sir. A couple of games are kicking off in about 45 minutes. If this game still continues until then, we'll get some reports from them. But a couple of highly ranked teams playing, including games from the Pierce County League, including number 11 Lakes will be hosting number 15 Spanaway. A game between number 11 and number 15. Between those two teams, only one loss, won by Spanaway. And number 8 Lincoln will be at the high-scoring team of Silas. But Silas is unranked because they have allowed a lot of points. So number 8 Lincoln will be at Silas, and Number 11 Lakes will be hosting number 15 Spanaway. Those games kicking off in about 45 minutes.
Third down, Tony.
And about 12, 13 to go.
Normally this would be a passing down, but with Rainier Beach, they may just run this.
And Guadez again in the shotgun.
Nope, he's going to
Guadez
pass.
drops back. Has a
Whoa.
man, and separated from the ball by the Garfield defender.
That was a good idea on Rainier Beach's part, just the execution wasn't there. That was a real good play by number 6 for Garfield. He read that and reacted very well.
Mario Murphy for Garfield.
Right, Mario
on
Murphy,
the hit.
yeah, good job. Did a good job. Fourth down.
And Rainier Beach keeps their offense on the field, fourth and about 12 and a half yards to go for the first.
Tight left, split. Oh.
And a pooch punt.
All right.
Garfield has a player back ready to receive it. He's at the 15, he's at the 20, he's at the 30. Still on his feet at the 35. Might have room, 40, 45, 50, 40, all the way down the sideline. A couple people to be still on his feet at the 20, at the 10. Oh, what a run.
That was a great run. Tony, I don't know if you saw him, and when he was about the 50-yard line, somebody from Rainier Beach grabbed his face mask, so he looked at Rainier Beach's sideline and put motion that they grabbed his face mask. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not.
I said, okay. He's running down the sideline, and Rainier Beach player missed the tackle and grabbed his face mask. So he's running by the Rainier Beach sideline, showing, hey, he grabbed me, and he kept running. That's the first time I've ever seen that. That was a great return. That gave him new life. They score quick here, Tony. It's a new ball game.
Beach had the ball most of that third quarter.
Yeah.
Ended up doing a pooch punt, trying to put Garfield deep into their own territory. That backfires.
Yeah, it did. Well, you know, the other problem is if you're not used to punting and punt coverage, you got the wrong people in there. So, you know, you probably had your offensive linemen in there that have been blocking all this time. And the last thing they want to see is the guy returning the ball 40, 50 yards down the field, you know. So they said, oh, kind of got him flat-footed there.
Mike, we are at the top of the 15th inning, still knotted up at zeros.
Wow.
Seattle and Houston baseball.
Okay. Why don't they just flip a coin? That might be, you know.
Kamenong with the ball in the 9, hands inside to Witherspoon. Witherspoon into the end zone for a touchdown. And we have a different game now. We've been talking about the momentum shifts where Rainier Beach had the momentum. That big play by the Garfield player right away. Witherspoon.
Oh, they say
they're going to say he was down short of the goal line.
Right, the 1 foot line. He's at the 1 foot line. They've got their power back in number 7 and Witherspoon. So this will be just the power dive. Yeah, this is just going to be a power dive. I formation. Might be a quarterback sneak too. Yep,
And
quarterback sneak.
Kamenong quarterback sneaks, as you said.
Yep.
walks into the end zone.
Yep.
And now Garfield 21-13 after this extra point kick. This could be a one-touchdown game.
Yeah, different game now, Tony. Different game. Hats off to Garfield. They didn't cash it in. They just said, "Hey, we're gonna keep playing. We're gonna keep playing." And look at, they scored a touchdown, and it's a lot closer game now. A whole different game now. Oh, bad snap. Missed it. Bad snap.
And so it's going to leave Beach with an 8-point lead, 21-13. Garfield, after that touchdown, missing the extra point. Still a one score ball game. They'll just have to go to 2.
Right. They've tightened some things up. Watch Rainier Beach go back to their grind it out. They're just going to hand off to number 9, and they're going to say, "You stop us, Garfield." They're just going to basically, that's their mindset. We're going to run this. We're going to run this 10 minutes down. You try and stop us.
A lot of time left in the game, 10:40 to go.
Right. But if Rainier Beach does what they did the previous quarter, they're going to take about 5-6 minutes off the clock, or maybe more. But we'll see. We'll see. Garfield's got some momentum now. And they're pumped up.
Garfield set to kick off. Trailing 21-13, 10:40 here to go in the fourth quarter. There's the kick. Deep kick all the way back to the 7-yard line. Beach with the ball up the middle. Beach almost breaks it up the middle. Excellent kick return there, straight north and south, Mike.
Right. There was a big gap, and he hit it at the right time. I was going to say, nobody was covering that area, that lane. We call that lane integrity. If you try and avoid a blocker, you create a gap, and that's the one that the running back or the returner will hit. So you try and stay in your lanes to don't give them a gap or opportunity to run it by you. So they're fortunate. Garfield reacted. Well, here we go. 2-back set. Okay. This is.
So Beach has been conservative running the ball, taking time off the clock, but Garfield now just one touchdown away and a 2-point conversion from tying this game up.
Right. Either, like you said, either combination. If Garfield gets the ball back in their time, if they can't get a touchdown, at least you gotta get a field goal in if you're able to, and swing the momentum. They were prior to that timeout. It looked like they were running a 2-back set. That means that's the way they're using that as a power formation. The 2 backs, 1 back goes into the line to block. Yep, they're running like a power set there with 2 backs. So Garfield's going to have to, like you said, tighten up the chin straps and shoulder pads because they're coming at you now. They've got 2 backs.
Guadez in the shotgun, 2 backs with
Motion
him. One
out.
goes in motion to the right side, and the ball goes in the middle.
Right.
Scotch Ray Humphrey.
Right.
And Garfield is there and shuts that down. I think we're going to actually have a loss of 2 on that play.
Slot and right. Now motion.
Again, a handoff inside,
geez,
and
that was
Garfield
good.
all over it.
Yeah.
And what was working for Rainier Beach ain't working right now, Mike.
Nope. Garfield's getting too much penetration. They're getting too much penetration. And Humphrey can't get his hips turned upfield. Once he gets his hips turned upfield, it's tough to bring him down. But when he's running laterally, if you notice, Tony, he can be tackled. But they're not letting him get north-south.
3rd and 16 right now.
Well,
for Rainier Beach.
Right. Normally this would be a pass play, so we'll see. Yep.
Valdez goes back, looks deep.
Overthrown.
It's over to the right side, actually,
All right.
left side, and nobody there. So that's going to be 4th down and what should be a punt.
Right. Garfield gets the ball, 9 minutes. They don't have to rush. They can run basically most of their regular offense. Maybe mix it up a little bit. They don't have to change anything. They've got 3 timeouts, so they got plenty of time. They have plenty of time.
Well, the last time that that Rainier Beach punted, the Garfield player brought the ball back 80 yards, almost to the house. And that punt's going to be blocked.
Safety. That's a safety. Yep. Garfield has 15, and they get the ball.
And they're going to get the ball. Well, there's the 2 points.
Yeah, right. That's an interesting way to get it. I mean, that's tip our hats to the special team. Yeah.
That'll make it 21-15 now with 8:55 to go, and Rainier Beach will have to kick the ball
from their own 20
to Garfield.
Yeah, they have a choice of kicking a punt or kicking it from the tee. So, Garfield should have good field position. They have to line up on the 20. Okay, Tony. What would you say if they did an onside kick here? No. I'm just trying to.
I would question whether they were serious about winning this game.
I know. I was just throwing that out. Maybe all our listeners say what, but
Hey, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but I don't think so. They're going to be pretty conventional, and he's going to kick it off, not punt it. So, like you said, Garfield should get excellent field position. See what happens.
$21-15, 8:55 here to go in the game. There's the kick. Garfield player with the ball at the 40, tripped up at the 50, still going.
There was a hole there. There was a hole. If he hadn't gotten tripped up, he could still be running. There was a hole, a natural hole there. Okay. 8:43. Let's see what Garfield does. Come out and just run your regular offense. You got plenty of time. Now, I'm sure Coach Witherspoon over said no mistakes, no mental mistakes, no jumping off sides. Keep your composure. We don't need extracurricular stuff or any penalties. You got momentum. Power formation. I.
Up the middle, Garfield with the ball, and they stay on the ground. Pick up 10, still on his feet. That's going to be a pickup of about 16 yards now.
Yeah.
Garfield on the move.
Yeah, that was a gigantic push. I saw Garfield linemen up the field about 10 yards. Like you said, they were downfield. The linemen, not the running backs or receivers. These were the linemen. They looked like road graders. Off tackle. There was a straight off tackle dive. Just a blast play. They've got Rainier Beach on their heels. They don't need to do anything fancy. Just keep pounding on them. Keep pounding on them. Something will break. You know, just run your basic. Run your basic offense. Trips left. They got trips left.
Cameron hands the ball off inside. And Beach recovers this time. Still on his feet.
They're running.
They say his forward progress is stopped.
Right.
It's going to make it third down now and about 4 yards to go for a first down from the Beach 29-yard line.
Garfield took timeout.
Garfield calls timeout.
Right.
Mr. Bellis, do we have any updates?
Just a couple of games kicking off here in about half an hour from the Pierce County League. Some highly ranked teams going at it. Number 11, Lakes, will be hosting number 15, Spanaway. And also number 8, Lincoln of Tacoma, will be at their league rival Silas there in Pierce County. Those games kicking off in about half an hour going on right there. But these teams right here will both have really tough opponents next week. Right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, we will broadcast the Garfield game against O'Day at 5 p.m. on right here from Memorial Stadium. And Eastside Catholic will be playing Rainier Beach team.
Six minutes and 49 seconds. Here to go, Garfield with the ball, third down.
Single back.
About 4 yards to go. Oh. It's a pitch. Stopped in the backfield. Oh, boy, and that's a big play for Rainier Beach's defense.
That was good, yeah.
A lot of trouble for Garfield now, and Garfield moving the ball. Of course, they got the block punt, and they got the 2 on the safety, and got the ball back and moved the ball into Rainier Beach territory. But again, Beach's defense stands up.
That was a good reaction by the defense. Got upfield. Penalty. That doesn't help. So does that make – I think it makes it third down. Still trying to figure out where the now it's fourth down. Okay, 4th and 14.
6:41 here to go. Beach hanging on with a 21-15 lead. Garfield, fourth down now. No punter out there. Garfield's going to try and pick up this first down. Receivers stacked, two on each side. Cameron in the shotgun. Motion. And that's Weatherspoon in motion. Pass thrown, and it's either a little short if it was caught.
Boy, they're calling it a reception.
They are calling it a reception. Whoa, and maybe it's a little closer than I thought. That they might have to bring out the chains on this one.
Right, looks like it. About the tip of the football, if they made it.
And here come the chains.
They didn't make
just
it.
Short.
Yeah. Yep, tip of the football.
Rainier Beach holds.
Still plenty of time, Tony. Still plenty of time. Garfield can hold him. The back. I got a feeling that Rainier Beach would rather not punt the ball because of what happened in the previous punt situation. So we'll see. I think number 9 is going to be a key factor here. Oh, there he goes.
And again, Beach with the ability on any play to take it to the house.
Unsportsmanlike. Unsportsman. It's a dead ball foul, so it's going to move them back. Woo! That's a big one. They certainly didn't need that. He had about a 20-yard gain.
Well, that'll back Beach up.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. The rule of thumb, the ball carrier has gone past you. You don't need to throw a block. And you don't need to say anything to taunt.
The handoff inside. Humphrey.
He has an amazing footwork. He has amazing footwork. He did a jump cut, Tony. He was going up in the B gap, then he did a jump cut and ran outside out the outside hip of the tackle. Their offensive tackle. That was a beautiful run. And he keeps his feet moving.
5-11 on 5-10. The clock keeps moving. Beach on top, 21-15, and with the ball and first down, their own 43-yard line.
Let's keep feeding number 9. There you go.
That's exactly what they do, right up the gut again. Pickup of about 1-2 yards. Garfield defense there to.
Those were some hard yards. Definitely, there was some cracking in there. There was laying leather, that's for sure. Well, they know, everybody in the stadium knows number 9 is going to get the ball. So
2nd and 8 now for Beach. 4:28 left to go in the game. Beach on top by 6.
Yep. Look for the
Scotch and Humphrey, the lone back in the backfield, gets
there
the
it
pitch
is.
this time to the left side. Breaks free, picks up a few yards. That'll make it about 3rd and 2 or 3 for Scotch Ray and the Rainier Beach Vikings.
Yeah, I could see that. They're setting up inside, and then I said, watch them. They're going to take it off the C gap, outside tackle. They certainly did. They certainly did.
3rd down and about 3. Guadez under the center. Humphrey in the backfield. Straight cut to Humphrey.
First down.
It's going to be a first down for Rainier Beach. Scott Ray Humphrey picks up the first with a couple to spare, and Beach will once again move the chains. The clock is running. 2:58, 2:57. For Beach, the clock is your friend.
Right. As long as they don't make any mistakes, no jump, no big procedure. Just hand the ball off, and you got this game.
Again, another handoff inside.
They're shooting the gap. Garfield brought their linebackers this time in the A and B gaps. That's why he's having Tony. That's why he's having success going out to the outside left of the tackle. They're shooting inside on A and B gap, and he's a good enough runner to jump cut and get to the outside. That's what was hurting them, Garfield.
Well, we are in the middle of the 16th inning, heading to the top of the 16th inning. Houston 0, Seattle's 0. 2nd and 11 here for Beach. To the right side goes to Humphrey. A trio of Garfield players over there. None of them can get him down. Splits them. Picks up about 5-6 yards. 1:30 left to go in this game. And we finally get a timeout from Garfield, or that is a player down for Beach. That will stop the clock.
Looks like a number 2. I just see a 2. He's sitting up. Left ankle. Looks like his left ankle.
1:27 left to go in this game. Beach on top, 21-15. Beach with the ball. Third down, 8 yards to go.
He's up on his feet. 21, Jamel Belford. 21, Jamel Belford. Garth, I'm out. Garfield has one timeout left. They hold him here. This could be the ball game.
All right, this could be, as you said, the ball game. 3rd and 8. Juarez gives it to Scotchray. Scotchray's not going to get the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Garfield used his last timeout.
And they do with 1:22 left.
Right. Wow. Garfield player is down. It's going to be interesting to see, Tony, if Rainier Beach is going to punt it and put Garfield back, put them deep in their own end of the field, but we'll see.
We know what happened with punt.
Yeah, and we also know what happened on punt formation when they got it blocked.
That's true, too.
So kicking game nightmare, Young man is down, Garfield player. This turned out to be a good game.
Turned out to be a really good game. Not as high scoring as we thought it would be, but a really good game.
No, some of the plays that were made and just it's a joy to see. Worth the price of admission, right, Tony?
Well, we didn't pay.
Oh, okay. All right. But it was good.
Certainly a good game between these two crosstown rivals.
Yeah.
Neighborhood rivals.
Yeah, and these kids know each other from Little League on up. So, there is that natural rivalry. And, a lot of these young men are multiple sports athletes. Some of them will play basketball, some will even play baseball. So they may even be on teams that their opponents are on today. So, it's all like it's one big family, which is good to see. It's good, clean fun. And compete hard within the rules, and the best team win. Oh, it's out of bounds. Okay. Minute 15. If I was Rainier Beach, I would drop people 20 yards back. 20 yards back. 'Cause Garfield,
1 minute
yeah.
and 15 seconds left for Garfield
Yeah.
to get the ball into the end zone to tie this game up.
Yeah, sorry, Tony. Yeah, they're going to have to pass. So Rainier Beach knows that. So they should be dropping people back. They got cover 4.
All on the Garfield 23-yard line.
It's a passing formation.
Coming on shotgun, gets a snap, backs up, looks downfield, under pressure, escapes pressure, runs around the left end, gets out of bounds, gets it up to about the 32, 33, stops the clock.
Right.
Picks up about 12 yards. That's a pretty good play.
He used 4 seconds, 5 seconds? I don't know. It's not a lot of time he used. Second down.
Cameron again in the shotgun. There's a snap looking downfield to his left side. Has an open receiver, and Garfield is on the move. Reception made by Witherspoon at about the 43-yard line.
First down, and he got out of bounds.
Still 1 minute and 3 seconds left for the Garfield Bulldogs.
Garfield player down. I think it's cramps. Looks like it's cramps. Cramps.
And at the end of the 16th inning, Houston 0, Seattle 0. We're going to the 17th inning, Mike, at 0-0.
If they play till midnight, there is some kind of ruling on that, right? If it goes to midnight, they have to suspend it and play the next day. I don't know. That's amazing.
I don't know who would be left to pitch at that point.
Yeah, that's amazing, huh? They would probably run out of, maybe Scott may have to go, or DePoto, Jerry DePoto, you know.
They pretty much have played 2 games at this point.
Yeah. I wonder what it's going to look like tomorrow, really.
1:03 left here at Leon H. Brigham Memorial Field. Kemenong has his team on the move. Man in motion. Kemenong with the ball. Has a wide open receiver at the 40, up to the 45, up to the 50, past the 50 to the Rainier Beach 48, and again out of bounds. So if you're a Garfield fan, you're on the edge of your seat. If you're a Beach fan, you're biting your nails right now, saying, hang on.
Rainier Beach is going to give that to them all day. Anything that's in front of them to the sideline, they're going to give that to them. They just will not get beat deep or on the perimeter.
54 seconds left in the game. Kemenong again in the shotgun, looking downfield. Looks deep. He's going to be dragged down from behind.
Penalty.
And the flag on the field.
Don't know what this is. I don't know if it was holding or wonder if it was the defensive. foul. What is the call?
If you are just tuning into this game because you heard it was a great one, well, you're right. Rainier Beach with the lead, 21-15. Garfield was on the move, 54 seconds left in the game. Garfield with the ball. There's going to be a penalty call. That's going to back Garfield up now. We are on the Rainier Beach side of the field in the main grandstand. You may hear the Beach Boys chants going up as they support their team. Kamenon in the shotgun, looks back, steps up the pocket, fires the ball downfield. There's a man there. He's got the catch. He's all the way down to the 4-yard line.
Gosh.
Wow.
What a play.
Wow. Wow.
That was amazing. And they had the coverage.
The clock is still moving.
Right. 27 seconds here. Clock. 22.
19 on the shot, 19 on the clock, 16, no timeouts left. Garfield lining up. 7 seconds left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is they gonna run out of time? And they did, they ran out of time. Oh my gosh. What an ending to this game. Garfield gets a pass. Kamenon fires it downfield all the way down to the 4-yard line. They line up and don't want to play.
Yeah, the clock stops on the first down. Clock stops on the first down. And Garfield should have been ready to snap the ball. But I don't understand why what was going on.
Wow.
That's something. Nope, I think Garfield gets.
Well, we've got a celebration going on at the same time. Now Garfield is celebrating. The refs are talking. So wind that back.
Yeah. They have to give Garfield a chance to set up because the ball was thrown 40 yards, right? And the clock is stopped on a first down. So are they going to do one untimed down? Unless the referee is going to run the clock.
Well, right now the clock shows 000, but
Right.
both teams are on the field. Rainier Beach's defense, Garfield's offense. The ball is at the 4-yard line.
That was wacky. That was a wacky play. So are they going to restore the clock? So that's what. Neither team has timeouts. So we still don't know what referees are calling. Are they going to allow one untimed down? This is crazy.
What an ending to a classic game between crosstown rivals, the Rainier Beach Vikings and the Garfield Bulldogs. No time on the clock right now. Rainier Beach 21, Garfield 15. Both teams still on the field. Kamenon unleashed a deep pass. The Garfield player caught it, made it down to the 4-yard line. Garfield lined up, did not want to play. We didn't know what exactly was going on. The clock ran out. Rainier Beach players began to celebrate.
Tony, they set it to 36 seconds. 36 seconds.
And I don't know if that's 36 to 36 for sure, but I don't see the two colon up there to indicate if that's actually the time, but Garfield is lining up 34, 33, they're running the clock down now. Garfield with the ball, inside handoff, going around the left side, still trying to go back to the right side, and Rainier Beach stuffs that play. 19 seconds on the clock. Rainier Beach stuffs that play 15. The clock is still moving, 13-12, and there's a penalty flag. Oh, boy, with 10 seconds left, is there going to be a runoff on the clock? What's happening here? What a wild ending. Rainier Beach and Garfield, 10 seconds left. The ball now on almost the 15-yard line. We've got a flag. What's the call?
This is a classic. Wow, I've never seen this happen before. Basically, I'm speechless. It looks like there's a penalty, but we can't see what the penalty is. Garfield was trying to line up to either clock it, or run a play.
And there's a penalty on Garfield. They're going to mark off 10. No, it's the big one, 15 yards.
Yeah.
That's going to take it back to the 30 with 10 seconds left. You probably have time for one shot in the end zone.
Now, the other thing is, Tony, they can go to the end zone and get the interference call. And
here we go. The clock is running. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. The snap is on. Kamenon looks downfield. Kamenon fires into the end zone. It looks like it's going to go out of bounds. And penalty flag.
That was interference. They called interference.
Wow.
He pushed. Defensive pass interference, I believe, is the call.
And my understanding is the game cannot end on a defensive penalty.
Right. They'll get one snap from where with high school, it's 15 yards.
You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio .world. This is our coverage of Metro League High School football. We got pass interference on Rainier Beach on the final play of the game, which means there will be one more play, more attempt for Garfield to try to get the ball in the end zone.
Right.
No time on the clock.
Offsetting penalties, so untimed down. They'll have one opportunity there.
Offsetting penalties, was that what that was?
Yes,
Mike?
it is. It was holding Garfield, pass interference on Rainier Beach.
Here we go. No time on the clock. This will be the final play of the game, barring a penalty. Kamenon looks into the end zone, fires it into the end zone. It's caught, picked off.
That's it, ball game.
That's it. Rainier Beach holds on. Wow, down to the wire. What a game.
What a finish. Wow.
Rainier Beach Vikings, number 9th ranked in the state, defeat the number 3 ranked Garfield Bulldogs 21-15. Talk about going down to the wire.
Right. Well, I salute both teams. They both play well. This like we said, they both wanted it, and they both came out to play. Second half, whole different ball game, right, Tony? Second half was a whole different ball game.
Well, Mike, out of the Yasatakis, I think we got the better half.
Yeah, it was a lot more exciting. It was a lot of key plays. I congratulate both teams, though. My hat's off to both teams. Kudos to all the coaches on both sides. Just proud of them.
Well, we're excited to bring these games to you. And you know what? We make this happen every week, despite whatever challenges that we have. And sometimes folks aren't aware of that, but we continue to bring these broadcasts to you free of charge. no matter what obstacles we have in front of us. And I'm just proud of this Rainier Avenue radio team for continuing to do this. Mike, great job.
Oh, thank you.
We had us a good one.
Yeah, very good. We couldn't have dialed it up any different. But I also want to say thank you to Rainier Avenue Radio and you, Tony, and Daniel, and everybody for allowing me to, and my brother John, allowing me to be a color commentary. It was fun. Yeah.
And
yeah.
This is a great part of the game where these crosstown rivals play in this heated game and then shake hands afterwards.
Yeah.
Just been a great game. We'll be back next week with O'Day versus Garfield. We've been here a long time. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, Mike.
Okay.
On behalf of Rainier Avenue Radio, Jay Yeezy, Mike Yasutaki, and Daniel Bellis, it's me, Tony B. Stay tuned for, what do we have next, Daniel? Not sure what our regular programming is, but for those of you, you can tune into our regularly scheduled programming. That's it. That's all the time we have. That's going to do it for the kid. This is Tony B saying, remember, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you cannot, you are probably right. This game is evidence of that. We'll be back with you next week for more high school football right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.com.